we're ready to go.
Absolutely. Bulldogs and Buckaroos.
Now, Pat King really he's liked these last few weeks taking that kickoff, getting the ball first,
Yes.
and letting his offense go to work. The pattern holds again this evening, and get Tyrick Hopkins a bunch of quality touches, and put the pressure on the opposing defense in this case that's Monticello. And it's interesting if Monticello, if they decide to squib or if they'll kick and to the dangerous Bryson Sorensen.
So the Buckaroos will send this off. Kicking for Monticello is number 30, Taven Black. Will handle the kicking duties for the Buckaroos. Back deep, as mentioned, the always dangerous Bryson Sorensen.
That's another thing about 8-man. There's only 8 people out there with a big field. There's a lot of real estate. You have to stay in your lane. You almost have to have a lane and a half.
Yes.
In 8-man.
It was interesting on these kickoffs last week, Rhett, with the snow. We didn't know what to expect on some of these. They were a little bit different every time. The kick coming here. It's a little bit low kick, and it's fielded at about the 34-yard line, and the Bulldogs will take it out past the 40, where they will have first down and 10 on the return for Gunnison Valley. That is number 23, Pearson Judy.
So Pearson got it, was smart, just got north and south, and knew he was already playing with a full house, and took it at about the 34, got solid 8 yards up. Gunnison in really good field position at their own 42.
So first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Our scoreboard tonight is made possible by Gunnison Telephone, connecting you to the world for over a century. G-Telco, Gunnison Telephone. Tyrick Hopkins takes the direct snap, gives a counter to Bryson Sorensen. Bryson has the good blocking, falls forward, and a good gain on first down, a gain of about 9 yards. Are they saying the football came out? They say the ground caused it. So
officials pointing down.
It'll remain Gunnison Valley football.
So they're right off the bat, misdirection. And Bryson able to get out in space. Oh, wow. It's a good thing there's not instant replay because that ball had come out early.
Yeah, in high school sports, the call on the field is the call on the field. You won't have some of these extremely long reviews that you see in college football.
All right, so second down and a long one. And that's just to keep the Monticello defense honest.
Right. Bulldogs get set once again. Hopkins takes the direct snap. It's going to be a run to his right, and Tyrick gets stopped early. This is going to be interesting to see where they spot. I think he's got enough for the first down, but it's not often that Tyrick Hopkins gets hit that early and then brought down. A good job gang tackling by the Monticello Buckaroos there.
Now Monticello's going to have to swarm at the point of attack and give number 70, the nose guard, who got off his block, Lundell.
Yeah,
and they're going to give first down yardage there.
It's your first down of the game for the Bulldogs. First downs brought to you by State Bank of Southern Utah. Local decisions and better results. State Bank of Southern Utah, member FDIC.
So now the ball's in Monticello's territory.
Ball at the 48-yard line. First down and 10. Bryson Sorensen now under center. Bryson will go on that quarterback wedge. The Bulldogs like to move as the pile pushes well. A gain of 5, maybe 6 on first and 10.
That quarterback wedge has been good for Gunnison all year long. You just get in behind your lineman. Now, the rule is, you can't pull a running back, but you can push, and they just get that momentum going. A solid 5 yards here on first down.
Second down and 5. As the Bulldogs get set, Hopkins once again is in the shotgun. Snap goes to Hopkins. Going to be a stutter. Heads the other way. Gets hit. Sheds a tackle. Still going. Still rumbling. Still moving to the 30-yard line. A first down and then some. Tyrick Hopkins did that a couple times last week, right? That little pivot sends him the other way, and a good move as we got a Monticello player down.
That's Ewert. Oh, some good blocking there out in the space by Bryson Sorensen and Skip Jackson, and then Hopkins doing the rest. And it starts like it's going to be power right, and then he just plants and comes back on the counter to the left.
Good run from Hopkins. It's another State Bank of Southern Utah first down. Ewert is now headed and is out of the game. I think just needs to catch his breath. You almost wonder if he got the wind knocked out of him. Tucker under center. Man comes in motion at Sorensen. It'll be another wedge forward, and that pile just continues to push forward. An even better one on this wedge. It's a gain of about 7 on first down.
It's just the line just firing off, and everybody's kind of pushing everybody. and you just get that surge. And Tucker gets in behind that momentum, and wow, that one went for a solid 7.
2nd down and 3 as the Bulldogs nearing the red zone for the first time this evening. 3 minutes in to our contest. Bulldogs break the huddle with Tyson Tucker in the gun with Tyreek Hopkins. Now shift to an I formation. Tucker under center, takes the snap. It's a give to Tyreek. Goes up the middle, gets tripped, still going, stays on his feet to the 20, and it's another first down for the Bulldogs. A gain of about 4 on 2nd and 3. Another State Bank of Southern Utah first down. Local decisions and better results. That's State Bank of Southern Utah, member FDIC.
So that was just an isolation play right up to A gap. There was some early contact, but as he's done all year, Hopkins just rarely does the first guy get him. And he muscled forward for 4 yards, and he only needed 3. So first down at the Monticello 20.
Bulldogs now in the red zone. A place they really weren't in a lot last week, Rhett, because they were scoring on so many long plays. Tucker under center. Takes the snap. Play action. It's going to be a pass play. Tucker's going to take a shot, and it is incomplete. Threw as he got, or hit as he threw. That caused the ball to be incomplete. He had Sorensen on kind of a go route to the end zone there. 2nd down and 10.
Well, there was a blitz there by, I believe that's Javelin Robinson, I believe.
I believe number 12 did get in there, yeah.
On a blitz. So now Gunnison a little bit behind the chains. But if you're Coach Pat King, you're thinking, okay, this is 4-down territory anyway. So
right. I like the call there. I like taking a shot on first down in that situation.
Keeps them honest.
Yeah. Hopkins is in the gun, takes the direct snap. It's going to be a run right up the middle. Hopkins, Monticello's doing a good job getting to him early, but those legs continue to churn, and he gets about 3, maybe 4 on 2nd down. We'll call it a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Number 11 there just kind of got under the block and got into Hopkins' legs.
Thomas Fulmer, the junior, making a play there. As the Bulldogs will make a couple substitutions on 3rd down and 7. It'll be Tucker, and they go with trips to the right. Hopkins lines up kind of in a tight end spot. It's an empty backfield for Tucker. Tucker's going to take the snap on 3rd down. It's a design roll to his right. Tucker just going to float it. He's got a man and makes the catch for the touchdown after taking a pop. How about that? Making the play for the Bulldogs. Bryson Sorensen held on to that football.
And he took a lick. But this has been another really good play for Gunnison. It's been a kind of their version of the run-pass option where they threaten the flat. And if the flat defender stays with the receiver, then Tucker can tuck it and run. But in that case, the out and up by Sorensen got home, and a nice pass with plenty of touch. And then Sorensen tucking it in and taking the contact.
Impressive. I don't think I would have held on to that ball, Rhett. That's some serious concentration.
Yeah, I felt that one clear up here.
Yeah. Bulldogs will go for 2. As that makes it 6-0. Tucker leans forward and, just got a little antsy there on the play. As flags fly, they're going to rule this a dead play here. See if we got the officials crowd.
Number 32, false start. 5-yard penalty.
So it looks like now they'll go for the regular PAT. And that brings out Andres Valencia.
And I got to give Valencia some credit from last week. Yeah. There was the blown play where on the blown snap, because they were snapping it in the snow. That's not something I would like to do either. And Valencia did everything in his power and got the 2-point conversion on an impressive play.
Yes, he did. Kick is up, and I think it's
through.
good.
Yes, sir. So
well, you couldn't have scripted a better drive if you're a Bulldog fan.
That is the Coach B's Pizza end zone. The Bulldogs found 7 points for Gunnison, 0 for Monticello on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
7:31 to go in this opening quarter. A good, long, sustained drive for the Bulldogs. Rhett couldn't have started the game any. Oh, I guess they could have started like they did last week with a touchdown on the first play. But you score on your opening drive, always going to be a good thing.
And you set the tone. So,
yes.
Yeah, that was a great drive.
Coach B's Pizza sponsors the end zone for tonight's broadcast as Tucker will send this high and deep, fielded at about the 11-yard line by the Buckaroos. The return comes out to about the 26. Easton Young on the return. Young had some big plays for Monticello last week against Rich. His speed is really dangerous. Bulldogs do a good job containing there.
Yeah, Pearson Judy just flying down, took on the block, shed the block, made the tackle. And so Pearson Judy, nice job there. So let's see, Monticello, how they want to try and move the football here. I think they're going to try and spread Gunnison out a little bit.
J.D. McDonald at quarterback, and they did this last week against Rich at times. Sometimes going with that split back set and passing out of that. Single back set here for McDonald. Goes with a hard count, looks to the sideline. Now comes up, communicates with that offensive line.
Delay a game.
They call a timeout. Monticello was able to get it off at the last second. We'll take it and be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Want to save money on your internet bill? Who doesn't? You now can save big with a new referral program from MTCC. You can now get a $5 monthly credit for each of your friends who sign up for Fiber Fast Internet or MTCC TV for as long as they remain a customer. Get 10 friends and you get a $50 credit every month for as long as they remain a customer. Now that's savings. Visit manta.com/bringafriend or call or text 435-835-2929 for details. Some restrictions apply. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. There was some confusion there, but the timeout was awarded to Monticello. So they will keep the football and not lose the 5 yards. So McDonald takes the shotgun snap. It's going to be an option read for McDonald and nowhere to go. Skip Jackson in there, along with, I believe, Pearson Judy wrapping up as well inside for Gunnison Valley.
Yeah, the two middle linebackers played that really well.
No, they could maybe give him a half a yard, and actually no gain on the play, so 2nd down and 10. Buckaroos look to the sideline.
Very little huddling by Monticello. They rely on their coaches to kind of make the right call there.
Split back set here for McDonald. Takes the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keep, but taken down. Bryson Sorensen with a disciplined tackle there for loss. A loss of 2 on the play will bring up 3rd down and now a good 12 yards.
JD almost shook loose, but Sorensen just kept slithering down and finally got him down around the ankles. 3rd down and long.
Split back set for McDonald. This is where they had a little bit of success last week against Rich, was with these split backs sneaking out for the passes. It's a roll left for McDonald. He avoids one play. Rolls to his right, now being chased down. Sorensen's there to meet him. He dances out of bounds. I don't think it's going to be enough for the 1st down. And they mark him at the 35. He needed to get to the 36. So he'll be a yard shy. 4th down. Interesting to see what Monticello elects to do here.
Yeah, very interesting. You know, you've tried a couple of conventional running plays, and they really didn't get you much. I don't really think but McDonald's going to get a play call.
And
I think
he does punt for them too. Should point.
Yeah,
out.
and I really think they're going to try and get Gunnison to jump off sides, try to get an antsy lineman to try and get 5 easy ones.
Nerves are a thing in these state championship games, so we'll see what the call is here. As McDonald's going to line up under center. It's a snap. It's a push, and I don't think I thought someone moved before. I was going to say
I think there was a false start there, Tanner.
I'll agree with you. See for the call from our official here.
Dead ball, false start, number 7. 5-yard penalty.
So at this point, I think you definitely got a punt here.
I would think so. I mean, I don't, 4th and 6, and you don't really want to give. To me, there's a lot more things that could go wrong than can go good. Because even if you get the 1st down, you're still 50-something yards away. So
yeah, Bulldogs able to force the stop. So 4th down for McDonald. It's a quick kick and a low kick as it takes a bounce.
And I think Bob Cromanhook saying that Pearson Judy got a piece of that because he really laid into McDonald there.
He is slow to get up. Oh, that is not something you want to see.
No, that is not. But Pearson Judy kind of blitzed, and he got home because he got a piece of that football. And then got a big piece of J.D. McDonald, and hopefully J.D. can walk it off. But he is ginger. Yeah,
able to get to the sideline under his own power, but will certainly get looked at here.
There
he's running.
Yeah, good for him. Let's see if we can shake that off. But those on a cold night, those hits kind of start to accumulate.
So Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 from their 44. Hopkins is in shotgun. The snap goes to Tyrick. He's going to fake one way, go the other. Has plenty of room and might be gone. Tyrick Hopkins to the 40, to the 30. Cuts back inside of the 20. Taken down at about the 14-yard line. That misdirection at first with the fake counter to Pearson Judy. Hopkins acts like he's going left, takes off right, and a big gain for another State Baker Southern Utah first down.
Well, you see both of the middle linebackers for Monticello, they have to go with first flow. You can't, because in 8-man, you can't just sit back and play counter. And then the blocking scheme heads all the way back, and Hopkins has good speed for a big kid.
Be 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line now for the Bulldogs after that play. Tucker's going to line up under center. Tight formation here with no running back. It's just going to be another wedge for Tyson Tucker as he falls forward. This one going to go for about 2, maybe 3 on first down. They like that wedge play.
Yeah. Well,
I like it too.
Yeah, when you're getting 4, 5, 6 yards, it forces that defense to really come into the box, and it can set up some things out on the perimeter.
2nd down and 8. They're going to give him 2 on first down. So Bulldogs will go out here again with Judy and Hopkins in the backfield. Hopkins is in the shotgun, takes the snap. It'll be a run left. Tyrick up the middle, and is going to get maybe about 2 more yards on 2nd down. So this will bring up a 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6. Midway through, just about under 5 left to go in the quarter. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Well, that was a good job there again by Javelin Robinson, who fought off a block and then got down around Hopkins' ankles. You don't want to take Hopkins up high.
No.
So that was a smart move by Javelin.
Javelin's a smart player on both sides of the ball. Hopkins lines up kind of in that tight end spot again. Tucker with trips to the right. Tyson will take the snap. It's a roll again. Tucker going to throw it and just overthrows his guy into the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. So now 4th down, likely go for it territory here, I'd imagine.
I would think so.
4th down and 6. You're at your 11-yard line. Need to get down to about the 4.5 to get the first down. As Hopkins comes back to Coach King to get the play. See what the Bulldogs decide to draw up here. Been an interesting start here, Rhett. Bulldogs force a 3 and out. This is really the first, I don't know if adversity is the word you want to say for Gunnison right now, but a 4th down. And
fourth. Yeah, I mean, where Monticello's been able to kind of get the Bulldogs behind the chains.
Yeah. So we'll see here what the play call is as Tucker is under center with an I formation. Tucker takes the play action. Going to throw for the end zone. Bryson Sorensen's there. Bryson can't get it as it's overthrown, and the Bulldogs will turn it over on downs. A big stop there for Monticello. After that Hopkins run, they needed something to go their way, Rhett, and they were able to rally.
Yeah, they bent but didn't break on that one. And but Gunnison's really keeps Monticello deep in their own territory.
And the good news, if you're a Buckaroo fan, J.D. McDonald is out there, and we're happy to see that.
Yeah.
Split back set, 2 receivers to either side. Or should say 2 receivers out there, 1 to either side, right? And it's going to be a run to the right for the Buckaroos, and a great Bryson Sorensen's tackling early in this game has been something else. Robert Morrison, who had a couple big plays last week against Rich, gets brought down, but he still is able to get 3 yards on first down.
They're going to try and get out in that alley, but good job by Bryson Sorensen to fight off the block and get the tackle.
2nd down and 7. McDonald's in the shotgun. Single back set this time with the tight end. Brings Young in motion. Young on the jet sweep, falling forward. And he maybe gets just 1 yard on that play. They like using Young in those jet sweep motion type plays.
good
Third
leverage there by the Bulldogs. They turned that jet sweep in immediately to where the help was.
Third down and 5. They actually gave him an extra yard or so as Gunnison with a late substitution getting on. McDonald's in the gun, 2 receivers with a single back. Fakes, pumps, rolls to his right. Now going to run forward. McDonald scurrying, gets out to the 26-yard line. A big hit, Pearson Judy. And now a flag comes in rather late as J.D. McDonald, who already took a pretty good shot tonight, gets the first down as he heads to get the new play in. And Skip Jackson coming to the sideline.
Personal foul. Illegal use of the helmet. Number 23 blue. 15-yard penalty. Will be a first down.
So illegal use of the helmet gives the Buckaroos an extra 15 yards. That moves them to the 41-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for Monticello after that run by J.D. McDonald. McDonald's got that ability in him as a runner. And that time improvised and was able to get the first down. McDonald takes the snap and it's high. McDonald picks it up in a hurry, runs, still scrambling, and is just going to heave it, but there was no one in the area, and it doesn't get remotely close to the line of scrimmage. This absolutely needs to be intentional grounding, you would think. And the officials are going to talk about this. I did not see a receiver in the area, and the ball absolutely didn't get to the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the call ends up being. Because there is that new rule in high school this year. If you're 3 to 4 steps outside the pocket, and as long as you get it to the line of scrimmage, you can throw the football away. Officials having a very long discussion about this. See what the call is here from our head official. Okay.
I mean, there's you want to give the offense the benefit of the doubt, but that one's really
pretty obvious, right?
Obvious, yeah.
So that'll really hurt after a big play. You get the first down, you get the penalty, you're really starting to move it right. That is costly for Monticello with the bad snap. That's kind of what started the play. Got to play clean football.
And those are just that was an unforced error.
Yeah. So now we've got second down and officially 34 yards to go on our scoreboard. McDonald, snap, play action, roll out to his right. McDonald's going to throw over the middle and just overshoots Young. Incomplete. Brings up third and long. Third and pair one at this point. A long way to go for Monticello.
It's a good coverage there, good pressure.
Stride for stride was Valencia coming over. Snap now McDonald on third down. Going to take a shot deep, and he overshoots again. Good job on the outside, Brogan Christensen, slowing down a guy in Landon Ewart. Landon Ewart's not easy to slow down. That's impressive play at corner from Brogan Christensen.
Yeah, Brogan was right in his hip pocket.
So it'll be fourth down and absolutely a punting situation here for the Monticello Buckaroos. McDonald now back deep. This isn't going to be one of those I don't think they want to risk him getting hit again on one of those quick kicks.
Right.
As he awaits the snap. Snap is good. Timing's good. And a good boots. Pearson Judy awaits at the 50-yard line, and Judy sheds the first tackle, has got some room, heads forward, and great field position for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs down at the 38-yard line. First down and 10.
Well, the football game so far has been played in Monticello's territory.
Absolutely. Bulldogs take over on offense as Tyrick Hopkins comes out with the play, along with Brogan Christensen. First down and 10 for Gunnison Valley. They were able to get down in the red zone. And the Buckaroos, as you mentioned, Rhett, bent but did not break. So first down and 10. The snap, Hopkins takes it. It's going to be a counter to Bryson Sorensen. Bryson makes a good cut upfield, still going, and it's taken down at about the 26, a gain of about 12 on 1st and 10, and that's a State Bank of Southern Utah first down.
There's that counter action again. Good kick out there by Pearson Judy. And then Bryson dropping his shoulder, getting more yards after contact. Takes the ball down to the 26.
First down and 10 for the Bulldogs as they continue this drive. Have had really no trouble moving the football and getting deep in to Monticello territory now on their third possession. 1 minute remaining here in quarter number 1. Hopkins is in the shotgun. The snap goes to Tyrick. He's going to head up to the left side, plunging forward. Tyrick still going inside the 20, and a gain of about 9 on 1st and 10. Will move the Bulldogs into a very prime position here with your playbook on 2nd and short. Hopkins has been really good tonight so far. Very consistent early, and that's just who he is.
And it looks like when Gunnison decided to come with the power to the left side, there wasn't quite as much penetration as they've been trying that right side. So we'll see how they play this out at 2nd and short.
2nd down and about 1.5 yards to go for the Bulldogs as they break the huddle. Going to go with a single receiver high, and that receiver is the quarterback Tyson Tucker. Snap goes to Judy. Judy's going to run right. Has great blocking. 10, 5, and he's in for 6. Pearson Judy.
So there's that change of pace. Judy's really fast, and then his lead blocker is Tyrick Hopkins.
I'd love to block for Tyrick Hopkins, but I'd really love for him to be my lead blocker, as we see there on the replay. Terrific job finding the Coach B's Pizza end zone.
And Pearson Judy, Tyrick gets a lot of a run, and he sets everything up, but Judy's a really good back, has a great burst. But did you see the kick out there on Atwood by Tyrick just sprung Pearson?
That's the Coach B's Pizza end zone. Coach B's Pizza is next to Gunnison High School, and they invite you to enjoy tantalizing pizza, fresh salads, or a calzone for lunch and dinner. Go to Coach B's Pizza to check that out. First on this 2-point try here, as Hopkins is in the gun. Tyrick's going to take the snap. He will head left, and the Buckaroos corral. That's not an easy thing to do to wrap up Tyrick Hopkins. With 4 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1, the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs leading this 13-0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
This is Nate Johnson of Risk Managers Insurance Agency in Ephraim. It is surprising how many people do not have any life insurance or adequate coverage today. If you were to suddenly die, would your family have enough money for your funeral and to pay off any debt you may have, or funds to live on with your income no longer available to care for your family? You may be surprised at how low life insurance rates are. Let me sit down with you and discuss how life insurance can benefit you and your family. Call us at Risk Managers in Ephraim, 283-4685.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
And we welcome you back on in. It's Gunnison Valley leading Monticello 13-0 as the Bulldogs have found the Coach B's Pizza end zone for the 2nd time here tonight. Coach B's Pizza, you can hit the drive-thru and grab some food before or after the game at Coach B's. I'd imagine a lot of you tuned in have been enjoying some pizza throughout the game so far. As Tyson Tucker approaches the 40, sends a boot high. This is going to have an opportunity to be returned by Easton Young. Young catches it at the 20, cats up to the 25, to the 30, 34-yard line, and fairly decent field position for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs to start this drive. Or excuse me, for the Monticello Buckaroos, rather. And that's the end of the first. So with after one, it is Gunnison Valley 13, Monticello 0. We'll be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live with second quarter coverage.
Skyline Motorsports is proud to support North San Pete High School sports. So remember, if you're in the market for a new side-by-side or ATV, you need to get into Skyline Motorsports. They have the latest Kimco has to offer. Skyline Motorsports also carries all the latest riding gear and accessories for your outdoor needs. And they have the best service department in the county. So drop on into Skyline Motorsports today and go Hawks. Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
And we welcome you back on in as it's the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs and the Monticello Buckaroos. After one quarter, Gunnison leads 13-0. Terrifically played quarter by the Bulldogs. Monticello wants to get back in this game. It's going to have to start on this drive at Good field position for the Buckaroos here. They'll have first down and 10. It's going to be a handoff. Robinson, and great job again. The gang tackling starts with Pearson Judy. Tyson Tucker there to finish it off. And the Bulldogs able to get a stop, no gain on first and 10.
Now Pearson Judy just kept scraping, and then got home and made a tackle for very little gain.
Pearson's pretty good at getting home, as we've seen throughout the season.
Gunnison's leading tackler.
For a reason. In the gun is McDonald, receiver to either side with a split back set. It's going to be a give to Morrison. Morrison heads to the right side. Good blocking by Landon Ewer and a good tackle. This will make it third and manageable as Bryson Sorensen was the one to bring down Morrison. Going to have a third down and about 4 to go here for Monticello.
Yeah, they're trying to break, contain, and kick out. And Sorensen almost lost his leverage, but made the tackle, but a nice play for the Buckaroos.
And he did a good job shedding off
a big third
Chaplain
down
Robinson. Yep, very big third down. McDonald, throw, Young makes the catch for first down, and then some out to midfield as he's down at the 50-yard line. A good play from Easton Young, quick hitter there, and we'll move the chains with the State Bank of Southern Utah first down for the Buckaroos. Is that their first down of the game?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe it is. So for the first time tonight, Monticello moves the chains. McDonald with a split back set, 2 receivers to either side. J.D. McDonald takes the snap. Give to Morrison. Morrison heads right and has a hole. Hits that hole hard to the 40. First down and more at the 35. Still going to the 34-yard line. Hard running on this drive by Robert Morrison.
So there again, they kind of spread you out, and then they get that lead block, and they're trying to hurry and get to the alley. And that time they got Sorensen hooked.
First down and 10. McDonald in the gun. It's going to be a play action. He's going to throw over the middle. He's got Landon Ewart. Ewart's down to the 20, now 19-yard line. Starting to get a little bit of confidence and some rhythm here with this Monticello offense as they move the chains again. And again, they don't like to huddle a lot, Rhett. They are going to keep this going. Nearly 2 minutes into the third quarter. Ball at the 19-yard line on first down and 10. McDonald takes the snap. Surveys, throws to the outside. It's low and broken up, nearly intercepted. Rogan Christensen knows a thing or two about making plays like that, and he bats it into the turf. It'll be second and 10. Buckaroos, prior to that, had all previous plays on this drive really going for positive yards.
Good pressure that time.
Split back set, McDonald. Going to be an option read. The give is to Javelin Robinson, and combination tackle there. A little bit of Tyson Tucker and Pearson Judy teaming up.
Yeah, Tyson kept the leverage, and Pearson was scraping. That brings up a big third down.
So a loss brings up third down and 13 now for the Buckaroos after what has been a momentous drive for them. Probably have 2 downs to get this, I'd imagine, Rhett, going forward on fourth. Play action, roll out to the right for McDonald. McDonald steps up and throws. The ball was batted, and it falls incomplete. So now you got fourth down and 12. You got to get it inside the 10 to the 9 to pick up a first down.
And that pressure, having to make McDonald throw on the run with someone bearing down on him, and he's already taken a couple of hits, and it's just harder to throw on the run. So fourth down and 13. So a big play for both teams here. If you're Gunnison, you've got that 2-score lead. You'd like to get off the field here and let your offense go back to work. Monticello, you really have to convert here.
This is about the spot in the field that the Bulldogs turned it over on downs on their second drive of the game. McDonald takes the snap, surveys, going to be a little bit of a run. McDonald not going to get anywhere with that, maybe a couple of yards. He's taken down.
Caleb Belknap
with the stop, turnover on downs. Gunnison gets the football back. So the Bulldogs take over. And a big stop there is really some good momentum for Monticello. The Bulldogs did a good job countering that and rallying late in the possession. So Bulldogs will take over at their 20, so they'll have 80 yards to go. We've played pretty much the entirety of this game on this side of the field, Rhett. We'll see if the Bulldogs can break into the south part of the field.
First time that Gunnison's had a long field.
Bulldogs will go with their power shotgun formation. In the gun is Tyreek Hopkins. 8 on the play clock, takes the direct snap, fakes going right, now heads left and has blocks. Tyreek Hopkins. Oh, man. I don't think they're going to catch him as Tyreek goes to the 40, and he does get caught. Very impressive play by the much smaller Easton Young coming up. That's a big size difference there, and Easton was able to get him down. Good run to the left by Tyreek. As he gets out near midfield, they're going to spot him at the 47-yard line, first down and 10.
And what you notice, Tanner, is it seems like when Gunnison runs to the left, it's more effective, and it's a little bit easier to get the blocking.
And that misdirection is so killer in this 8-man field with so little room. This time, I believe it's Pearson Judy in the gun. Judy's going to follow his lead blocker, and it's a good gain, a gain of about 8 on first down for Pearson Judy and the Bulldogs.
Well, and you get downhill with that change of pace, and then that gives Tyrek a break, and so Gunnison's really just rolling right now, and it's good to see Skip get back in there.
Absolutely. Jackson will come in along with Brogan Christensen as the Bulldogs huddle here with 8:31 to go before halftime. Coming up on our halftime show, it'll be the Jones & DeMille Engineering halftime show. We'll have that Donaldson Insurance and Copy Station stat check. Our Gunnison telephone scoreboard, Gunnison 13, Monticello 0. Play action from Tucker. Tucker's going to throw it to the outside, incomplete for Bryson Sorensen. Young out there in coverage will bring up third and short. Well, third and medium, third down and 4. And that time, Monticello may be making Tucker throw that a second early.
Yeah, got a little pressure out there. Yeah, so third and 3. And if you're Gunnison, you're probably thinking 4-down territory.
Into your other side of the field. What kind of play call would you like here, Rep?
Well, I like Pearson Judy. I'd give Pearson a chance here right downhill.
Pearson is in shotgun, takes the snap. It's going to be a counter given. The ball is out and free and landed on by the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. That might put you in a punting situation.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that I really like that call there. You have 2 downs to get 3 yards. I'd have come off the ball and come after him. And that time, there's that Javelin Robinson with some penetration. And that's one thing about counters is that they once in a while you can get susceptible to the penetration. So a punting situation here.
And I believe Pearson Judy to handle the punting duties here for the Bulldogs. Play clock's at 20 with 7:41 to go in the half. And Skip Jackson remains out there, needing your 8th guy. Skip is, of course, the long snapper. A little bit of a high snap, but a good overall play is a good kick from Judy. Young fields it at the 15-yard line, and Bryson Sorensen laying the wood as Tyson Tucker, I believe, got down there first, and now Tucker a little bit slow to get up, but does.
Great coverage there in tandem by Tucker. Tucker and Bryson Sorensen.
And a really good kick by Pearson Judy on that to bounce. Didn't really give Young an opportunity to return it, but if Young doesn't pick that up, there's a good chance Gunnison's downing that even further closer near the end zone. First down and 10 from the 12-yard line. McDonald is in the shotgun, single back set, now brings a man in motion. It's Young. They go jet sweep with Young, and he's brought down for a big loss on the play. Pearson Judy, no doubt about it. That's a good loss of about 8, maybe 9 yards on first down.
So there again, now that play, if it's leveraged right, is susceptible to penetration as well. And so Pearson Judy's shooting through and a big tackle for loss.
Second down and about, they're going to call this 18 to go for the Buckaroos, who have not had much success when behind the chains tonight. It's going to be a give and a little jump pass that just goes incomplete. McDonald was dangerously close to passing the line of scrimmage there. Ball does fall incomplete, and that'll bring up third down and really long here. At this point in the game, if you're Monticello, I don't know how aggressive you want to be this pin back with that many yards to go. Split back set for McDonald.
Well, you don't want to throw a pick and you don't want to sack.
And McDonald will throw it to the outside, just incomplete. Too much pressure again. That's been Gunnison's key tonight on a guy like McDonald. They've done a great job just getting in his face, making him throw it a second or two too early. Tyson Tucker, the one right in his grill that time. And a punt here. Good chance we see really good field position again.
I would
for
think
Gunnison
so.
Valley. Here, block it out in the crowd. That is certainly a possibility here as McDonald gets rid of it. a decent kick that'll bounce at about the 34, but then take a friendly Gunnison Valley bounce to the 30. So as good a field position as the Bulldogs have had so far in this game. Will be first down and 10. This Gunnison offense has had 2 really good drives, a couple drives that have stalled a little bit, but regardless, they've been able to get a good push throughout the opening of this game. As our scoreboard again brought to you by Gunnison Telephone, providing fast, reliable, light burst broadband internet service for your home and business for over 100 years. That's Jutelco Gunnison Telephone Company. Tyrick Hopkins out there, going to be in the shotgun with Pearson Judy as his lead block.
I'd really go at that left side if I was Gunnison.
The snap to Hopkins, fakes one way, heads the other, has a plethora of blockers down the sideline. Tyrick to the 20, down to the 15, and now 11-yard lines where they'll spot him.
Or go counter right.
That's there you go.
Well, he's like a good kick-out block there by Roberts, and then you see Sorensen and Judy leading him, and that counter action has really paid dividends.
Absolutely. The Buckaroos will take a timeout, kind of regain their breath. We'll take it as well and be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
When you need title work, title insurance, and escrow service, remember the experts at Central Utah Title in Manti. Whether you need residential, commercial closing, mortgage refinance, FHA, VA, or conventional loans, mortgage assumption, and cash transactions, consider Central Utah Title. Serving South Central Utah since 1983, 140 North Main Street in Manti for security and peace of mind in all your transactions.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. After that Monticello timeout, they are down to 1 for the half with 6:23 remaining. Gunnison with a 13-0 lead. As they picked up the State Bank of Southern Utah first down, they're approaching the Coach B's end zone, now down to the 11-yard line, 1st and 10. They can get a first down here, Rhett, down at about the 1.5, 2-yard line. But, of course, you always like the end zone a little bit more.
Absolutely. Well, a 3-touchdown lead is huge here if they can get it.
Hopkins in the gun. The snap is to Tyrick. He's going to head left, cut up, cut back, and he's gone, untouched into the end zone. Tyrick Hopkins finds the Coach B's Pizza end zone, and the Bulldogs lead it 19-0 with the PAT pending.
That was a really well-designed. They faked this counter right there. Did you see that? Faked it to Sorensen. And then, wow, a little wiggle by Tyrick Hopkins.
He's been watching the Utah Jazz's Malik Beasley doing that little wiggle. So Valencia is going to come out here as the Bulldogs are going to attempt a PAT. About midway through this second quarter, and the way this Gunnison defense has played so far, Rhett, this is a massive lead. As Monticello's only really put together one somewhat decent drive so far. Now they do decide to go for 2. Valencia's the receiver. It's Tucker rolling out to his right. Tucker flings it. Valencia's there, and it's ultimately intercepted and no good on the 2-point try. So with 6:17 to go in quarter number 2, it is Gunnison Valley 19, Monticello 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
I'm J.L. Larson.
And I'm Sarah Larson.
We're the owners and operators of Freedom Port in Gunnison, Utah. We've been in business now for 38 years. Of those 38 years, we've done business with Utah Heritage Credit Union for over 20 of them. Even our kids have savings accounts there.
Utah Heritage is a great staple to Sanpete County. Homegrown credit union here that has helped, I believe, thousands of families throughout the valleys.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
And welcome back on in. 6:17 to go before halftime. Gunnison leads 19-0 now over Monticello. It's brought to you by Jones. Our halftime show will be brought to you by Jones & DeMille Engineering, supporting our youth in their efforts to develop new talents and passions and paving the way to success. That's Jones & DeMille Engineering. Tyson Tucker set to kick this one deep for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. And he's done a good job. The field position game has certainly been won tonight by Gunnison Valley. Young catches it at the 15-yard line. Bobbles, comes to the right side. Young now cuts back upfield and gets to about the 29. So, again, good kick coverage down for Gunnison Valley. That's not something you see a lot in 8-man with only being able to have 8 guys on the field. So, going to be very interesting to see what Monticello decides to do to start. As we see on the replay here, Young with a good cutback, but Gunnison Valley, again, has just been so good at rallying to the football and convening there. So 6:12 to go before halftime, 13-0, or 19-0 rather. So Monticello's got to get just something going here. In the shotgun, it's McDonald. Play fake, pressure comes, McDonald holding, going to take a shot deep. He's got a man, it's Young, and it is batted away. Bryson Sorensen coming up with getting the hand on the football. Andres Valencia was over there in coverage as well. Incomplete on 1st down and 10. See on our replay here, a big shout out to our entire crew catching this. Thompson Coles, Cole Wissinger. Try saying that 5 times fast. Then we got Jacob Habel here as well, along with Barrett Hilton producing. For our 8-man state championship Saturday night. Split back set for McDonald. It's going to be a give to the right side. The run to the 30. Good block. And down just shy of the 1st down. That is a run by Thomas Fulmer, the junior, wearing number 11, his first carry of the night. And it goes for a gain of 7, maybe 8 on 1st down. Or on 2nd down, rather. It'll bring up 3rd down and short here. Much more manageable for the Buckaroos as the Bulldogs able to make a couple defensive substitutions. Split back set for McDonald. Takes the snap. It's high. The give to Javelin Robinson. Robinson falls forward, and that's good enough for a 1st down, so that'll move the sticks. For Monticello, it's the State Bank of Southern Utah 1st down, local decisions, better results. That's State Bank of Southern Utah, member FDIC. Really important drive here for Monticello. They had a drive where they were able to get deep into Gunnison territory, just unable to cap the drive. As the snap and the give to the outside, once again, this is Fulmer, and Fulmer not going to go anywhere. Maybe gets a yard on 1st down, so that will bring up 2nd down and 9 on the game. So good play there by Thomas Fulmer. I'm going to call it 2nd down and 8 as substitution coming in for the Monticello Buckaroos is number 24, Zach Thane, who was a menace on defense for the Buckaroos last week. Shotgun snap for McDonald. They go play fake. They give up the middle. Robinson breaks a tackle. And then Valencia with a big play there to prevent him from getting the 1st down. It's a gain of maybe 8, 9. Are they going to give him the 1st down on this? They do. They move the chains as he gets out of the 49-yard line. Buckaroos moving the sticks again with 4:32 to go in the half. And Monticello now at the 49-yard line. Nearing Gunnison territory for just the 2nd time in this ball game. McDonald sends a man in motion. It's Young. Play fake. Dancing around. Loads up. Has got a man deep. Throws it up. Coming back to the football was Ewert, and it's ultimately incomplete. Landon Ewert nearly came down with the football. As we see on our replay here, they go with the fake jet sweep motion. McDonald hangs in the pocket. The line does a good job to continue blocking, and it's a good football, maybe a tiny bit underthrown, 50-50 ball. Ewert does a good job getting his hands on it. 2nd down and 10. 4:11 to go here in quarter number 2 as our halftime show is coming up next. Buckaroos take the snap. It's a give to the left side, Robinson. Robinson with a big hole up the middle, and he's going to get 9 on 2nd down, so this will bring up likely a 3rd down and short type situation here for Monticello. Robinson, terrific athlete, playing both ways. As an 8-man, you definitely play both ways. I don't think there's anybody on the roster that's not playing offense and defense. So, snap to McDonald. The give, and a great play for the Bulldogs on 3rd down and short. Coming up with the stop, who else? Pearson Judy making the stop off the carry there by Thomas Fulmer. So now 4th and short. I think if you're Monticello, you absolutely have got to go for it here. Down 3 scores already and approaching halftime. And if getting a score here would be huge for the Buckaroos because you do get the football to start the 2nd half. McDonald trying to draw offside with a hard count. Play clock's at 18. Game clock's at 3:13. McDonald now backs up in the shotgun, takes the snap, pumps, Going to throw to the outside. Young makes a great catch, and Young is really good on those little out routes. Just running past the sticks, knows where he's at, and has enough for a first down. A big fourth down conversion for Monticello as they move the chains. So now first down and 10 for the Buckaroos. Game clock is now under 3 minutes. Ball spotted at the 36-yard line, first down and 10. First downs, of course, tonight brought to you by State Bank of Southern Utah. McDonald going to go for it all. Young is there with Valencia, and it's caught by Young, and he strides into the end zone. Terrific play on the outside to Easton Young, and the Monticello Buckaroos are on the board with 2:40 to go before halftime. That's the first touchdown given up by this Gunnison defense in 5 quarters. The Buckaroos on the board now. PAT is going to be coming. McDonald, while he plays quarterback, he and Young just connected on that touchdown. Young's the holder. McDonald's the kicker as the snap came at an awkward time. And I think this is going to be an offside. Yeah, they're going to call an encroachment on Gunnison Valley, so that'll move them a yard closer. And Monticello decides to bring in a different group of players here. So now they might decide, hey, we only got to punch it in from the 1. Let's go for 2. As you see on the replay here, yeah, jumping offside for Gunnison Valley there. So the 2-point conversion now with McDonald in the gun. They go spread. McDonald takes the snap, rolls out to his right, going to throw, and the 2-point conversion is good. Sneaking it in on the far side was Javelin Robinson with 2:40 to go before halftime. It's Gunnison Valley 19, Monticello 8 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Hey guys, you forgot your helmet!
Hi, I'm Ben Pipes. I've been working in the emergency department with the trauma team for the past 9 years. In this geographical part of the western United States, we have the 4th highest traumatic brain injury hospitalization rate in the country for children. When riding off-road vehicles, please ensure that everybody is wearing a helmet and other safety gear. Ride an ATV that is appropriate for your age and skill set. Take a hands-on ATV safety course. Children between the ages of 8 and 16 or without a driver's license should be certified.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Tanner Wilkinson and Rhett Jackson with you. That's a big score for Monticello, Rhett. You're down 3 scores. They needed to get on the board before halftime.
Yeah, Monticello's not going to go away. They're gonna keep throwing the ball, and they're going to keep trying to get chunk plays. And they didn't drive all the way over here just to roll over.
The kick from McDonald. It's going to be fielded by Pearson Judy at the 21. Judy heads left side, and he gets brought down at about the 32, 33. They might mark him at I think they're going to mark this at the 34. So Bulldogs really have had good field position almost the entirety of this game, have had one drive start at their own 20, and that's because they got the turnover on downs. They'll start anywhere stopping the offense like that. So
here again with 2.5 minutes to go. Points would be nice, but ball security is very, very important here.
Keep in mind, Monticello gets the football to start the second half.
Yep.
As Hopkins is in the shotgun on first down and 10. Tyrick takes the snap, fakes one way, heads left again. Hopkins going to head up the middle. Flags come flying in as Hopkins gained about 6 yards. And usually when that flag gets thrown at a specific spot like that, it's in the area of a hold. We'll see what ends up being the call on here from our official momentarily. And his microphone is not on. So that'll, there we go. So that'll back the Bulldogs up here with 2:27 to go. So now you'll have first down and about 20 to go, maybe 21. And I wouldn't count anything out at this point, Rhett, simply because Gunnison does have that explosive ability, right?
Yeah. Now, if you're Monticello, you want to keep everything in front of you.
Hopkins in the gun. Will take the direct snap. Head left this time, no faking it. Cuts back upfield. Tyrick Hopkins has some room in it. I still don't know how Andrew Young is able to bring Tyrick down like that. He is an absolute warrior. The senior Easton Young with a terrific tackle on the bulldozer that is Tyrick Hopkins. He's even got the bulldozer face mask. Probably one of the coolest face masks in the state of Utah.
Got a chunk of it back, so second down and 13.
That's the thing. You didn't have to get that all in one play, and the Bulldogs do put a little bit of a dent in right there. Now we'll go with Pearson Judy in shotgun. Direct snap to Judy. He heads left, has a great block. Tyreek Hopkins sealed that great. Judy going to make this much more manageable on third down as he gets out to the 40-yard line. A good tackle by Robert Morrison. Any tackle in 8 man's a good tackle. But
yeah, absolutely, and really good tackle by Morrison, but Judy makes it to 3rd down and 4.
Much more manageable. To think he went from 1st and 20 to having this, you'll take that any time. Will the Bulldogs, as Brogan Christensen brings in the play, they break the huddle. Clock is now at 1 minute here in the first half. Hopkins takes this, or this is, Pearson Judy taking the snap. Judy heads right. Young sniffed that out perfectly, makes the tackle shy of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about a yard to go with 47 seconds left. Rhett, what do you like here? Do you like just running the clock down and making a punt? Or what you like in here? What's the brain of the coach?
With Skip out of the game now being your long snap, that becomes another interesting thing. I think if I'm Pat King, I run the clock down and then take a timeout and talk it over.
Going to have about a 7-second differential between play and game clock here, and that appears to be the strategy of the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs, as their play clock is now at 6. And Coach King is standing right next to the official, ready to take that timeout. And he will do so with 8 seconds remaining in the half.
You might try a hard count, see if you can get 5, the easy way. You don't. I really think if you don't get them to jump, you've got more timeouts. You can take another timeout, and then I would punt the football. Your center, Andy Keith's used to doing shotgun snaps anyway, so.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on. The Bulldogs have a 19-8 lead here. Looking to take that into the locker room with our Jones & Emile Engineering halftime show. Coming up, will be interesting to see the Brad James stats, courtesy of Donaldson Insurance and Copy Station. Call 528-7253. Also recap some of those state championship games from yesterday. A couple rematches between a few teams. Most of those ended in blowouts, so the snap is good, and the kick from Pearson Judy is even better, as it takes a bounce at the 30, 25, 20, down to the 15, 12. That took a perfect Bulldog bounce as the time just expires. So that'll be the first half, Rhett. It's 19-8 in favor of the Bulldogs. We'll be back with halftime coverage next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricon.
Zions Bank proudly supports our local communities and schools. We've been providing families and businesses with banking tools and stellar service for nearly 150 years. For helping you achieve your financial goals, Zions Bank is for you.
Clean Cut Roofing and Siding.
Have you seen my turtle?
How would I know where your turtle is?
You always say you have something for everyone.
Since 2003, you get peace of mind every time with Clean Cut Roofing and Siding. Call 435-462-2160.
In the days of the mountain men, Cache Valley, Utah became a central gathering place for trappers and explorers. They named it Cache because it was there they would store their goods and come together to trade and connect. The spirit of community continues today at Cache Valley Bank with locations and services throughout Utah, including 3 branches right here in St. Pete County. They're Central Utah's financial outfitter. No matter your mountain, they want to see you reach the top. Cache Valley and Central Utah are rooted in grand expeditions. Let's keep that heritage alive together. Discover Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Gunnison Valley Hospital is excited to celebrate our 90th year of caring. With 4 state-of-the-art surgery rooms, a full-service laboratory, 3 private labor and delivery suites, visiting specialists, and telemedicine partners, we are able to offer most major healthcare services right here in Gunnison. It is because of our outstanding team of physicians, nurses, employees, and volunteers that we are able to provide award-winning care to our patients every day. Trusted relationships, cutting-edge technology, and hometown hospitality. That's Gunnison Valley Hospital.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
CO Building Systems in Ephraim manufactures a complete line of pre-engineered metal buildings of all sizes. Plus, they are your headquarters for custom metal roof and wall panels for your home or business, including all trim and accessories. All of their roof and wall panels are available in several gauges and over 20 different colors. For a free cost estimate or more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. 800-262-5347. That's 800-262-5347. Online at cobuildings.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on into our Jones in the Mill Engineering halftime show, supporting local programs and academic and athletic achievements and building relationships and working passionately. All of that together is a winning combination. Speaking of the Devil, Brad James drops off his stats for us here at the half. Stat Check brought to you by Donaldson Insurance and Copy Station. You can call for an insurance check today at 528-7253 for copy, photo, and scrapbooking and large format house plan printing. Stop by the Copy Station in Gunnison. Well, Rick, the Bulldogs jumped out, and they jumped early to a 19-0 lead. Let's recap that. Bryson Sorensen on a 17-yard pass from Tyson Tucker and held onto the football in very impressive fashion.
Yes, he did. And, you know, the best plays of that series were the quarterback wedges.
Yes.
And so that was a nice wrinkle. And then they ran the run-pass option out on the rollout. And like you say, it was a nice pass. Bryson cradled it in, but took a lick.
Yeah.
But, that was a great drive to start the game.
And then Pearson Judy with an 18-yard touchdown run to make it 13-0. The two-point conversion was no good, so that made it 13-0, followed by a Tyreek Hopkins 11-yard scamper that with a no-good two-point conversion there made it 19-0. And then just before the half, Monticello, Easton Young hauls in a 36-yard touchdown pass from Jay McDonald. The two-point conversion was good as Javelin Robinson hauled that in to make it 19-0, and that is your scoring summary.
Yeah, so, you know, as the half progressed, so the line of scrimmage pretty consistently belonged to the Bulldogs, and they started to kind of sniff out the run game of Monticello. But Monticello, you know, they have the ability to throw the ball, and they completed a fourth down on a little hitch route on like a 4th and 3, and then there is no, you know, you can't really get any safety help in 8-man football. And so it's every time you throw a long fade route, it's one-on-one. And that time the defensive back for Gunnison just didn't play it quite as well. And there you go, have a touchdown.
Well, you mentioned Monticello did get 68 yards on the ground, which 3.8 yards a carry. You'll take that. But the Bulldogs, 200 yards rushing in the first half, and averaging 9.5 yards per attempt. So
yeah, you know, Robert Saleh, the New York Jets coach, at his post game when they had a really nice win against the Buffalo Bills last week, he was saying how I'd much rather have a quarterback throw for 400 yards than give up 200 yards on the ground. And so it just seems like they call it football for a reason. You get your foot in the ground, and that rushing by Gunnison was very impressive. But the passing game of Monticello has allowed them to hang around. And it really sets up, Tanner, you know, some possessions, you know, every possession's important, but this possession to start this half, I think is huge. Because if Monticello can get that possession and go down and score, now then it's anybody's game with a lot of football to play.
Yeah.
If you're Gunnison and you can force a punt or a turnover and get the ball back, then that ground game can go back to work. I just think that a lot of momentum for this first 8-man state championship is going to ride on that first possession of the second half.
I think you're absolutely right. Some other stats of note, Gunnison has 10 first downs to Monticello's 9. Now, granted, a lot of those Gunnison plates have come on bigger breakout plays. Net yards passing, Monticello was 67, Gunnison Valley was 17. Not entirely surprising, just knowing these two teams at this point, right? Kind of their styles and what they like to do. Your overall numbers, Gunnison at 217, Monticello at 135. Bulldogs averaging 8.3 yards per play, while the Buckaroos are at 4.5 there. So something to keep an eye on. Let's get to some individual numbers. Robert Morrison, 3 rushes, 26 yards. Jay McDonald, 5 carries, 22 yards. And Javelin Robinson has 5 for 17 with Thomas Fuller at 3 for 9. For the Bulldogs, Tyreek Hopkins. This is good for a game, but this is just one half. 139 yards and a touchdown, averaging 12.6 yards per touch. You like that? Yeah, and
I think on the direct shot plays, Monticello's been game on those, but it's been that counter game. And the reason being, we talked some about this last week, and we even reiterated it in this first half of this ball game, is when in 8-man, because you're just, you're down 3 defenders, you can't wait on full flow plays. You've just got to scream to it to get hats to the football. But then all of a sudden they plant their foot and they've brought all the blocking back around. And if you can't get any penetration, then you're leveraged. And it's been that counter game there again that Gunnison has really hurt Monticello with.
Looking at other rushing numbers with the Bulldogs, Pearson Judy's got 4 for 36 and a score. Tyson Tucker with 3 for 14, and Bryson Sorensen 3 for 11. Passing numbers, Jay McDonald's 4 of 12, 67 yards and a touchdown, does have the 1 sack. And Tyson Tucker's 1 for 5, and that, of course, completion goes for 17 and a touchdown. Receiving for the Bulldogs, Bryson Sorensen with I can't get over that catch because he got drilled. And when I say drilled, I mean drilled, and was able to hold on to the football in the end zone, make the play, and get those 6 points. So shout out to Bryson Sorensen. That's probably our play of the game so far here tonight.
And the Monticello kids are their game. They're really loading the box, and they're bringing the wood. I mean, it was just a clean, hard hit on Bryson, but give Bryson all the credit. He cradled it and got 6 points.
Receiving for the Buckaroos, Easton Young 2 for 52 and a score, and Landon Ewart with 1 catch for 15 yards as well. That is your Stat Check, brought to you by Donaldson Insurance and Copy Station. Call Donaldson Insurance at 528-7253 for copy, photo, scrapbooking, and large format house plan printing. Stop by the Copy Station in Gunnison. You're listening to the Jones and DeMille Engineering Halftime Show. Coming up, we'll preview the second half. Rhett gave you a little tease of that. We'll complete that coming up next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Bugs, spiders, I don't mind them. That is until they cross the threshold into my house. Then it's war. Stop the fighting in your house and get year-round protection with EcoLife. EcoLife is offering their Pest Shield package with guaranteed results. You'll get unlimited service calls, an outdoor pest shield, cobweb cleanup, and winter pest treatment. All of their product is child and pet safe. So call or text EcoLife today to protect your home with Pest Shield. 435-283-6002 or ecolifeusa.com.
For a wonderful shopping experience with quality and customer service that's second to none, visit Gunnison Market. The meat department carries the highest quality of meat in the United States, certified Angus beef, while the deli offers delicious made-from-scratch crab salad, coleslaw, and high-quality Columbus meats with no preservatives. The bakery features custom cakes for any occasion, cookies, rolls, and tasty donuts made fresh daily. For good old-fashioned friendly service, come see the difference at Gunnison Market in Gunnison.
Looking for the perfect color for your next paint project? Hermanson's Hardware in Ephraim has your solution. With their state-of-the-art color matching equipment and over 350,000 colors, anything is possible. Bring Hermanson's any size sample or your favorite Pinterest pin and they can scan or match across all brands of paint. They've successfully matched paint colors from pillows, stucco, rock, paint cans, signs, plants, and more. Their high-quality finishes from Pratt & Lambert and Best Look will give you the professional results you're looking for. Don't put off those paint projects any longer. Drop by Hermanson's Hardware in Ephraim. It's how going to a hardware store should be.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
At MTCC, we're more than just internet people. We're the connecting your life people. For the past 115 years and counting, MTCC has been the local industry leader in connecting people and businesses by providing professional service with the best options in technology. If you need phone, TV, or internet service for your home or business, come see the experts at MTCC. Call or text us today at 435-835-2929. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
This is Nate Johnson of Risk Managers Insurance Agency in Ephraim. It is surprising how many people do not have any life insurance or adequate coverage today. If you were to suddenly die, would your family have enough money for your funeral and to pay off any debt you may have, or funds to live on with your income no longer available to care for your family? You may be surprised at how low life insurance rates are. Let me sit down with you and discuss how life insurance can benefit you and your family. Call us at Risk Managers in Ephraim, 283-4685.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. It's our Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show. From first downs to touchdowns, the Jones and DeMille Engineering team is here to help you tackle the toughest infrastructure issues. Our scoreboard reads Gunnison Valley 19, Monticello 8, as the Bulldogs have already taken the field. Yet to see the Buckaroos come out from the locker room, which we've got another 2 minutes to do so before a penalty is enforced. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Lazy D Pond score update. There were a plethora of games you played yesterday down at Utah Tech. You had the 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A games. It was a long day down there at a beautiful new building up, press box there at Utah Tech University. We were certainly treated well yesterday down there as 4 more teams continue to win state championships and continue to move forward in that direction as their seasons came to a close. And that included Desert Hills defeating Crimson Cliffs in the 4A title game, 30-14. And that was the most competitive game of the day. There was no doubt who was the state champions in these other divisions. Morgan, 55-3 over a Juab offense that averaged 49 a game, and you held them to 3. Morgan's defense after this game, I don't know what the exact number is. It was just slightly above 7 points per game allowed. Definitely going to be below that. I
was thoroughly impressed with Morgan's defense. They kind of sit in that 3-4. They play the cover 2 shell behind, mix it up out on the edges with their team speed, and that was an impressive ball game.
Absolutely. Beaver and San Juan. The Beavers shot themselves in the foot a little early, and it was just kind of tough to overcome that. They made it somewhat interesting towards halftime, but at the end, San Juan going back-to-back state championships for Barclay Christensen and crew down there.
They just have a fantastic football tradition there in San Juan.
41-21. The Broncos won that. And then Layton Christian against your alma mater, the Kanab Cowboys, and the Eagles were able to win that 55-19. Just so much size for Layton Christian. Those are some big boys.
Yeah, size and just physicality and overall speed. And the Cowboys were game, but Layton Christian just and really all year, just especially among the other 1A schools, just way too much to handle.
And for the Cowboys, Kason Janes, a guy that I've loved watching in any sport. It doesn't matter what sport the kid's playing. He's a phenomenal athlete.
He's one of the finer small school athletes that I have seen in my 32 years of being involved in high school sports. So very impressive. Kason comes from great family tradition, and his dad was a good ball player right here at Canyon View High School in Cedar. His grandpa's numbers retired at Kanab High School, and actually made the Atlanta Falcons roster for a little while. Was an All-American here at SUSC when it was an NAIA school. He played with Lenny Walterscheid, whose retired number here on Eccles Coliseum.
That is your Lazy D Pond score update. Lazy D Pond and Lazy D Auctions is your go-to source for your auction needs. Follow them on Facebook or stop by the shop on Main Street in Centerfield. It's now time for our Gunnison Implement second half kickoff. Your dealer for Can-Ams, ATVs, and side-by-sides, LS Tractors, Do It Best Hardware, and CarQuest Auto Parts. That is Gunnison implementing. Gunnison, you talked about how important this first possession is, Rhett, for both teams. If you're the Bulldogs, you get a stop. You can keep that ground game going, use the clock as your friend. If you're Monticello, this is your opportunity to get back in this game on this drive.
Right. So, I mentioned it previous. I really think that, all series, whenever you get the football, it's important. But I think for both teams, how this first series plays out, if you're Monticello, you got to do everything you possibly can, be as clean as you can. You can't afford any penalties, but you've got to get that ball in the end zone. And if you're Gunnison, you got to try and snuff this drive out and keep that 2-touchdown lead and get it back to your offense.
So this will start the second half. Once again, Gunnison Implement sponsoring our kickoff. Tyson Tucker will be the one to send this deep for the Bulldogs. And Gunnison has had a terrific special teams play throughout the game tonight. They've been solid on kick coverage. To me, that might be the hardest thing in 8-man to defend, Matt. Because
there's a lot of real estate.
There's a lot of real estate on most kickoffs anyway,
yeah.
But you take away 3 guys on both sides of the field, and it is, as they say, wide open spaces.
Yep.
So, kickoff from the 40 coming here for Tyson Tucker. Kick is up, and it is a good long one, as Young is going to field this at the 15-yard line. Young's got that speed, breaks one tackle, heads up to the 40, and great field position for the Monticello Buckaroos. They'll be at the 41. Best field position for them the entire day.
So, he fielded the ball at the 16, but he was able to come forward when he fielded it and then come right downhill. And Judy got a little bit of an arm tackle, but he got up into the wash and out past the 40. So, if you're Monticello, you've got to be excited about this field position at their 41.
First down and 10 for McDonald in this offense as they look to move the sticks here and see if they can find a way to the Coach B's Pizza end zone. As a run by Robinson as he falls forward, and it's no gain on 1st and 10, so the Bulldog D starts strong here in quarter number 3.
Well, and that mesh wasn't clean between Robinson and McDonald, and of course Sloan Childs and Pearson Judy there to snuff it out at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10. McDonald communicates with his offensive line, goes back to a single back set, brings Young in motion, trying to get the Bulldogs to jump offside. I think someone did on the far side. I think Bryson Sorensen might have just barely crossed the line of scrimmage. So that'll move Monticello forward 5 yards, make this much more manageable here on second down.
Yeah, so that hurts because your defense made the play for no gain, and then you have a mental lapse there and give them 5 free yards. So if you're Monticello, you're very appreciative.
They go with the hard count, and this time it was able to work. They've done a lot of that hard counting tonight. Hard count for easy yards. In the gun, it's McDonald, single back set, takes the snap. It's going to be a keep for McDonald. He's going to run right. He's got some real estate. Good blocking from Young. Yeah. And McDonald smartly dances out of bounds on the far side, picks up a first down and moves the chains.
It's a nice quarterback ride, and J.D. rode it as long as he could and then took off and used his ability to scamper.
And smart of him to get out of bounds. He's taken a couple good shots already tonight. You want to keep your quarterback healthy, and smart move by the junior. First down and 10. McDonald in the gun, takes the snap. The give to Robinson. Robinson heads left, and an easy holding call. And Robinson sheds one tackle, heads back left, still going. Robinson still on his feet. Valencia trying to bring him down, cannot do so, and he's down at the 40. Fortunate for the Bulldogs there. This is going to be coming back. It was a pretty obvious hold here on the near side.
Should be, yep. I thought the Bulldogs leveraged that play quite well.
Let's see what...
Our official tonight, Bob Cromanhook, veteran official, definitely calls the holding, and that's a spot foul, so that'll make it 1st and 20.
Yeah.
And right there on number 2.
As soon as that jersey's pulled and tucked, it makes it pretty easy to call. And the officials have done a great job tonight.
But hey,
it's been a clean game for the most part.
Javelin Robinson, he's slippery.
Goes through the air like a javelin. First down and about 20 to go now for McDonald as he throws that little curl route with Young. Young makes a nice catch and is back into Gunnison territory. Gets about 9 of those yards back on 1st and 20, so brings up 2nd and 11, maybe 2nd and 12. He's been really, one thing about Easton Young, great route runner.
Yeah.
Sits in those little bubbles, little pockets coming out of the route. Does a nice job there. 2nd and 11. McDonald split back set. It's going to be a give to Morrison. Morrison with a good block. Heads left. Now right. Falls forward near to the 40-yard line. Make him at the 41. So this will make it, I believe, 3rd down and about 5 at this point.
Huge 3rd down here. I think if you're Monticello, this is 4-down territory, so I would be surprised if they don't run the ball again here.
In the shotgun, McDonald staying with it, runs to his right, trying to stretch for that 1st down and scampers out of bounds. And they spot him just past the marker to gain. So that will move the sticks again. The legs of Jay McDonald.
Give Monticello credit. They overcome the holding penalty.
That's not an easy thing to do at any level of football.
1st and 20 is 1st and 20. That's hard.
They move the sticks again, and now to the 36-yard line, 1st down and 10. Play call coming in from the sideline as the Bulldogs make a substitution. Now awaiting the snap is McDonald with a 2-back set, 2 receivers. J.D. McDonald takes the snap. Pump fakes. Now dances. Rolls out. Going to tuck it and run again, and McDonald heads for the sideline. Stays in bounds as he tiptoes. They're going to mark him out at about the 24-yard line. That's another 1st down scamper from the junior quarterback.
Yeah, so when you come and bring pressure, you have to keep your leverage, or J.D. will slip out the back door. And then he's very dynamic and quick and shifty in space.
Well, if you remember last year, I believe he was playing receiver in that game where he came in and got his first varsity quarterback rep. So he is a good athlete and can do a plethora of things out of that backfield. Morrison spins, stays on his feet, and a good run on 1st down. A gain of about 6, maybe 7 on first down. That'll make it 2nd down and about 4 to go. A good run.
Yeah, the contact came, and just spinning out of that context where the Bulldog defenders couldn't get a clean hit on him.
McDonald goes split back again, trying to get that hard count in. Play clock's at 20, game clock at 9:09. Here in quarter number 3, Gunnison with an 11-point lead. Play action for McDonald, dancing, going to fire it up. A flag comes in, and Young gets popped by Valencia. Wow. An illegal hit, just leading with that shoulder. And a flag came in during the play, and you kind of wonder if this might be in the area of a hold.
You would think. And a really nice hit there by Valencia.
See what the call is. Got to remember to turn your mic on. Not a lot of mics. So that's a big penalty again. It's tough to overcome one hold on a drive. To overcome a second will be a challenge here.
Well, it's still a really nice pass, but Valencia got there just in time to dislodge the football.
And, of course, I tease our officials because they don't use a microphone very often during the season. Now here at a beautiful college facility.
2nd and 17.
McDonald roll out to his left, and a near sack coming. There was a receiver in the area. The question would have been whether his knee hit the ground or not. They're saying no. As Pearson Judy again getting right in the grill of McDonald, now 3rd and long.
Well, they're trying to roll the pocket there, but just a backside blitz from Pearson Judy.
3rd down, and they're going to call this 17. Ball at the 30-yard line. Got to get it down to about the 13 to get the 1st down.
So I think if you're Monticello, they've ran those hitch routes that have maybe get at least half of it here. But it looks like they're going to go to a slot formation.
2 receivers to the right, man in motion. And, some miscommunication. Clearly a false start.
Jailbreak.
Yeah. So they'll back it up and make this 3rd down and 22. It'll be interesting to see what the play call. I'd imagine you run a similar type play here, Rhett, even with those 5 yards on. You're trying to get this in 2 plays.
Yeah.
3rd down and 22 as the Buckaroos break the huddle with 15 on the play clock. 8:42 to go here in quarter number 3. This has been the lone drive of the game. Buckaroos have held on to the football for nearly 4 minutes now. Man in motion's Young. It's a little screen play. Javelin Robinson makes the catch. Catch back upfield, has some blockers, still going, and stumbles down inside the 20. They're going to mark him at about the 19-yard line, so a really big pickup on 3rd and long. Big, massive 4th down coming up here for both squads.
Absolutely. Be about 4th and a long 5. 4th and 6, they say.
This is the play of the game so far.
So far, and the thing is if you're Monticello, you've used quite a bit of clock here. They really have to finish. If you're Gunnison right here, you sell out to see if you can get this drive snuffed out.
4th and 6, Young comes in motion. Play action, blitz comes. The throw is to Young. Young makes the catch, makes a man miss, is not able to stay on his feet, but he does get the first down inside the 10. Mark him down at the 8-yard line.
Well, that time they faked the fly sweep and then just swung him out of the backfield. And nice design play.
And give credit to Valencia for tripping him up. He doesn't even slow him down. That's in for 6. Ball placed at the 8. First down and goal with 7:41 to go in the 3rd. McDonald snaps. The give to Morrison. Morrison turns the corner, has a block, and heads into the end zone for 6. Robert Morrison adds 6 more on to make it 19-14 with the PAT pending.
Well, Monticello did exactly what they had to do. They took that drive. They give them a ton of credit. They overcame a couple of big penalties and some well-designed plays, some nice calls by Monticello's coaches. And just like that, you've got a ball game.
Yeah, Bulldogs scored the first 19. Monticello has now scored 14 unanswered.
Well, there again shows also what a big stop that was, that Gunnison had the long run and then stalled out inside the 15.
And a flag thrown here with 7 on the play clock. So an illegal sub. So this is interesting because on their first PAT attempt, Gunnison jumped offside. They decided to go for 2 instead of kick the 1. Now you're backed up. Does that philosophy change at all?
Yeah, I would think so, but right now Monticello's chunk plays of kind of what they've been getting.
Yeah.
So
sometimes you like a little more space this close to the end zone. So they'll still kick the PAT here from the 15. I think they just had too many guys on the field, which we're not going to notice a huge difference as the kick is low and is no good.
It's like a little wide right.
Yeah. A little wobbly there. 7:33 to go. It's Gunnison 19, Monticello 14 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Skyline Motorsports is proud to support North St. Pete High School sports. So remember, if you're in the market for a new side-by-side or ATV, you need to get into Skyline Motorsports. They have the latest Kimco has to offer. Skyline Motorsports also carries all the latest riding gear and accessories for your outdoor needs. And they have the best service department in the county. So drop on into Skyline Motorsports today and go Hawks. Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
And we welcome you back on in as the Monticello Buckaroos find the Coach B's Pizza end zone for the second time. And they will kick here.
Back-to-back drives.
Yeah, the last 2 times Monticello's possessed the football, they found the end zone. So we'll see what Coach King and the boys on offense can do as Morrison now to kick. It's going to be to the left side of the field. Sorensen picks it up, heads back up, and Bryson Sorensen going to get to about the 36, 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Important drive here for the Bulldogs, Rhett.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the very least, you'd like to get a couple of first downs so at least you can flip the field. But your offense has been good all the first half. If you're the offensive, you should have plenty of confidence and see what you can do.
1st down and 10 for Tyson Tucker as he's in the gun with Tyrick Hopkins. The snap goes directly to Tyrick. He's going to head just directly up the middle. And a good tackle, Javelin Robinson. I tell you what, it is not easy to bring a guy down like Tyrick Hopkins, and a great tackle there. A gain of 2 on 1st down.
Yeah, and he got low. He wasn't up there around the shoulder pads. He got down there around the ankles.
2nd down and 8. As Tucker comes to the huddle with the play. Monticello's played with some new life. Amazing what can happen right when you get a touchdown and can energize you a little bit on the other side of the football. Hopkins is alone in the gun on 2nd and 8. The snap to Hopkins. Stutter step, heads left, and gets taken down for a loss. Javelin Robinson again teaming up that time with number 24, Zach Thane. And Zach kind of had a quiet night tonight. Was a menace last week against Rich. Helped out.
That time they got penetration, and that's the one thing that can kill counterplays is penetration. So Monticello wearing the momentum jersey right now. They're the ones with the juice.
Approaching the midway point of quarter number 3. Your scoreboard tonight brought to you, of course, by Gunnison Telephone. They've been connecting you for over a century. 19-14, Gunnison with the lead in the football. 3rd and 10. Tucker on a design roll to his right, looks left, and is avoiding the sack, still on his feet, and then ultimately hits the turf.
That was unfortunate. He caught his balance and then bumped into the official.
Wrong place, wrong time. And gave credit to the Buckaroos for getting in there. That was number 52 for Monticello, Mason Atwood.
Well, so Monticello, they've done everything they've needed to do. They go down and drive and sustain a drive and score, and then they get a 3 and out.
Big punt coming here. The snap is good, and the kick takes a good bounce to the 40, bounces to the 35, 30, and down to about the 26-yard line. So great punt by the Bulldogs.
Yeah. Pearson Judy it was flat and had that top spin and then caught the turf and kept rolling. So, well, this is what a state championship game should be. Punch, counter punch.
An opportunity here for the Buckaroos with 5 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Time of possession, the second half has essentially been all Monticello.
Yeah.
We'll see what the Bulldogs can do on defense here. Buckaroos have been in that split back set most of this evening. The give up the middle to Javelin Robinson. Javelin gets a good push and a good block by Morrison. That was actually blocking number 11 that time, Thomas Fulmer. It's a gain of 5. Buckaroos.
Well, this is one of the rare times that Monticello's come right downhill in the box. They've really been trying to get to the edge.
2nd down and 5. McDonald takes the snap, surveys, throws to the outside. A little nice route to the outside. A good catch. Landon Ewert moves the sticks.
So that they've noticed that Gunnison's giving a pretty good cushion, and they're just going to run some of these hitch routes. It's a smart thing because it gets the ball out of McDonald's hands quickly, and they'll just take those little chunk plays.
Again, a no-huddle situation here. Under 5 to go. Option, keep for Fulmer, and Fulmer's going to fall forward for a decent gain. That's Thomas Fulmer, the junior. And we'll pick up. They're going to give him about 5 again. So, and that's been the key for Monticello at times, is staying ahead of the chains, right? But even then, they've been able to overcome some adversity on these drives.
Down and distance really hasn't meant so much this second half for Monticello. They're kind of unconscious to it. They just go out and execute.
2nd down and 5. Snap McDonald, bobbles it, pump fakes, wants to go deep for Ewert, and he just overshoots his receiver on the outside. Big 3rd down and 5.
Well, that's the thing about this 8-man football is there's no safety help. You have to hold up on the edges, and that time it was just a little overthrown, but Ewert had a step and a half on Brogan Christensen. So another huge 3rd down.
Wonder if G. McDonald's a Ben Roethlisberger fan. Wears 7 and does those little pump fakes. Option read, and ultimately, I'm not sure who ended up with the football. I think it was McDonald who ended up keeping it as he heads out of bounds. 1st down.
Well, at any rate, Gunnison didn't set the edge.
He did not end up keeping it until he was about 6 yards downfield. Gets the 1st down, though.
And just like that, Monticello into Gunnison territory.
Ball at the 45-yard line. It's Monticello again. They don't huddle very often. That has been a rare sight tonight and throughout the season. Now it's Morrison that's out wide. The snap. The give to Robinson. Robinson falls forward and only going to get 2. Gunnison's defense stiffens up a bit right there. Bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Buckaroos. Kind of a three-headed monster at running back between Fulmer, Robison, and Morrison. So we're now going to see Young check back on in. 3:17 to go in this third quarter. Gunnison's only had the one possession. Monticello now on their second. Snap McDonald surveys, throws to the outside. Ewert's able to hold on to that. Only going to get maybe 3, so that'll bring up 3rd and 5 once again from the 40. Need to get to the 35.
One thing that play can do is it can set up the double move, and you kind of run those quick hitches. Next thing you know, you run a hitch and the go. So
3rd down and 5. McDonald takes the snap. Going to keep it. Roll right, throw over the middle, and it's batted away, nearly intercepted by Brogan Christensen. But a big PBU that will now bring up what is considered the play of the game on 4th and 5.
Yeah, I mean, 4th down and 5. Gunnison got Monticello to a 4th and 6 on the previous drive, but Monticello converted. So here we go.
Yeah, well, the resiliency of the Buckaroos continue as Young is in the slot. Ewert is high. Man comes in motion, it's Young. Trying to draw an offside with the hard count. As Young comes near side. McDonald is now going to come and get a new play call in.
They're going to have to take a timeout.
Play clock's at 5, at 3, and with 2, the snap gets off in time. McDonald surveys, fires, incomplete. Trying to go to Young. There were 3 Bulldogs in the general area. First one to get a hand on it, Jackson Allen, the junior corner.
Well, they tried to bring the crossing route all the way back across the field, and Jackson Allen stayed home, and then Bryson Sorensen was running with the slot. That was a good stop by the Bulldogs, and now they get pretty good field position.
So far, that's the play of the game, right?
Yeah, it was a big play.
Buckaroos driving, trying to get the lead for the first time in this one, and the Bulldog defense picking the perfect time to get a big stop. 1st down and 10. Tucker is in the gun. Tyson Tucker along with Hopkins. Hopkins takes the direct snap, gets a good push. Gain of 4 on 1st down and 10. Now under 3 to go in quarter number 3.
Well, you get in behind your offensive line, you get that push, and hey, 2nd down and 6 is a good spot to be in.
Absolutely.
That's Gunnison's comfort zone.
Yeah. Hopkins will momentarily check out as the Bulldogs break the huddle here with 2nd and 6. It's Tucker along with Judy. The snap goes to Pearson. Pearson's going to head left side and strong side as he picks up a 1st down. That's another State Bank of Southern Utah 1st down, moving the chains for the Bulldogs.
Well, that time they kind of gutted that blocking scheme. Belknap kicked out, and then they looped big Gavin Roberts underneath, and then Tucker led Judy, and Judy had a nice burst. So big 1st down for Gunnison.
1st down and 10. Hopkins back in the game. Down to under 2 to play here in quarter number 3. First down in the second half for Gunnison. Hopkins in the gun. Tyrick's going to take the snap. Fake left, go right, and right and then left, and it doesn't really fool Monticello. Penetration again, the Buckaroos have done a little bit better job of that.
Yeah, that time that was a defensive lineman that penetrated. Number 52.
Called that name a couple times tonight. Mason Atwood, really good junior.
Yeah, it's kind of they didn't get him sealed. So a loss of 1.
Tug Davis was also in there on the play. Perfect name for a defender. You always want to tug backwards, right? 2nd down and 11. Bulldogs come out with Tucker and Pearson Judy. In shotgun. The snap will go. Tucker will throw on 3rd and long. He's got Bryson Sorensen and just overshot him as Young able to slow him down just long enough. That'll bring up, I believe, 3rd and 11. What do you think about the play call there, Rhett, on 2nd and long?
Well, I don't have a problem with it. You've got a chance for a chunk play. You had a step and a half. The ball was a little bit overthrown. So,
do you like 4-down territory here?
Depends on what you get here on 3rd down. I was kind of mulling that one over in my mind, but let's see what happens here on 3rd down. You know, a punt should pin Monticello deep if you don't get it.
The roll right for Tucker. Tucker's going to try to go forward and plunges forward, and he gets to about the 43. That's where they're going to spot this, so a much more manageable 4th down here, like you said.
Yeah, so now I think 4th and 3. I think you go for it. Trust your offensive line. Your backs have ran hard.
It's about a 5-second differential between game and play clock, so Gunnison will need to run at least one more play here before the end of the 3rd. Play clock's at 20 as the Bulldogs huddle here on 4th and 4. Hopkins into the game late as they make a late substitution. Hopkins and Judy out in the backfield. Hopkins is going to be in the gun. Judy with his lead blocker. The snap is to Hopkins. It's going to be a counter to Bryson Sorensen, and it's blown up. Making the play for Monticello. Trying to get that number. I believe that was 72, Donovan Atwood.
So the counter game has not worked near as well this second half. Monticello's been sniffing it out pretty well. They've been able to get penetration. And so the misdirection game hasn't been there. The straight-ahead stuff still has. But another solid stop there by Monticello, and now they have good field position.
There's 1 second left because the clock stops on a change of possession. McDonald goes empty here. Final play of the 3rd quarter, barring a penalty. It's a jet sweep to Young. Young gets a good block, spins forward, and a good gain on 1st down for Andrew Young as he gains 9. And that will end the 3rd quarter of play. Stay tuned, folks. A 1-possession game in the 8-man state championship. Gunnison 19, Monticello 14 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
When you need title work, title insurance, and escrow service, remember the experts at Central Utah Title in Manti. Whether you need residential, commercial closing, mortgage refinance, FHA, VA, or conventional loans, mortgage assumption, and cash transactions, consider Central Utah Title. Serving South Central Utah since 1983, 140 North Main Street in Manti for security and peace of mind in all your transactions.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. It's our 4th quarter. Bulldogs and Buckaroos. 1-possession game. That's all you can ask for, Rhett, right?
Yeah,
in a state championship game. They go empty again on 2nd and short. Young again, the keeper McDonald plunging forward, getting a 1st down and then some. And a good tackle and stop after the 1st down, still moving the chains. Monticello now to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, so that nice gain on 1st down, you really set them up in good shape. So
1st down and 10. Split back set for McDonald. McDonald in the gun. Takes a snap. Reads it, keeps it, throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Good coverage by Brogan Christensen again. How good has he been in this state tournament?
Been solid. And, you know, you have to hold up out on the edges in 8-man. There is no, it's man-to-man all the way. You can't really just run cover 3 or it just leaves the middle of the field too vulnerable.
Yeah. 2nd down and 10 as Morrison's now going to go wide with Javelin Robinson in the backfield with Thomas Fulmer. Young is also out wide. Takeaway by Young, McDonald rather, as he falls forward for just a gain of a yard. So that now brings up a very big 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I thought Gunnison rallied to the football there pretty good. Bryson Sorensen played off, kept the leverage long enough for the pursuit to get there.
So 3rd down, 9 to go here in the 4th. In Gunnison territory, Monticello's kept a couple of these drives alive already tonight. Were unable to on their last one. Now a timeout going to be called by the Buckaroos. Their first in a tight ball game. We'll be back, folks, on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Wouldn't it be nice to consolidate your bills into one low payment a month? Or cover the college tuition expense that's coming up? Or perhaps buy a new car? All without disturbing your investments? You can with a home equity loan. We'll show you how. We're an equal housing lender. Utah Heritage Credit Union. Together we grow. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at utahheritagecu.org.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Third down and a ways to go. 3rd and 9. Probably a two downs here.
I think they've kind of opened up. But I would look for the quick hitches here.
Single back set. McDonald takes the snap. It's a roll to his left. McDonald dancing, plunges forward, gets tripped up. He's not going to get enough for a first down, but it is going to be 4th and about maybe 2-3 to go. Now this, my friend, is the play of the game.
Yeah.
As our night trudges on. Under 11 to play here in the 4th. Gunnison with a 5-point lead, trying to get another 4th down stop as they make the substitution. McDonald breaks the huddle with one back, one receiver far side, 2 near side, with Young in the slot. McDonald takes the snap, rolls to his right. McDonald's going to throw. Young's going to make the catch and get forced out of bounds. Big 4th down conversion for the Buckaroos, just enough to move the sticks. That little rollout.
Yeah, rolled the pocket to keep him out of the pressure, and then just enough of a space to get that ball in. And I thought JD threw a great ball there.
1st down and 10 as Young's going to go far side. Ewert is near side. Split backs now with Fulmer and Robison. McDonald snaps. Handoff Robison. Robison turns the corner. Still on his feet, still going, plunges forward. It's a gain of about 7 yards on 1st down. So Robison, you used the word slippery earlier in the game, Brett. I think that's a really accurate description of how he runs the football. Just really slick.
Yep.
They're only going to give him 5. Say he was down a couple yards prior. So 2nd and 5. Ball inside the 25 now. Red zone territory nearing for the Buckaroos. McDonald snap. The give to the outside. The Bulldogs snuff it out nicely. That's a combination play by Bryson Sorensen.
Yeah, I think they might have lost a little bit on that one.
Sloan Childs coming up with the play as well. Sloan had a couple big hits last week against Water Canyon. Loss of a yard. 3rd down and 6 now for Monticello.
Well, you're definitely, if you're the brain trust for the Buckaroos, you already know this is 4 down territory, so you pick your 2 best plays.
Game clock's at 9. Roll out. McDonald avoids, falls forward. It's going to be close. I think they're going to spot him just shy of the 1st down.
And that time, Judy spread it out good and just couldn't quite get him to. JD got some quick feet there.
Good tackle by Tyreek Hopkins.
Yeah.
So 4th and a yard. What do you like the play call here if you're Monticello?
I think you roll. I think you roll JD out and give him a run pass option.
And the Bulldogs jump.
Or get him to jump.
Offsides. So that penalty will move the sticks again for Monticello here with 9 minutes remaining. Now, 8:34.
Encroachment on the defense, number 23. 5-yard penalty. That will be a 1st down.
And a good crowd here for both sides. That's a long day. It's like a good 4.5-hour drive for Monticello to be here. And obviously the Gunnison faithful, we've been hearing them all night long. 1st and 10, McDonald takes the snap. Quarterback read to the left. He's got plenty of real estate. McDonald heads for the end zone and is going to be marked at the 1. So it'll be 1st down and goal for the Buckaroos at the 1-yard line with 8:21 remaining. So tough in 8-man, Rhett.
Yeah.
As soon as you get that edge.
Yep.
That's a good call by the official as his shoulder hit the turf right there at the 1.
Well, let's give Monticello a lot of credit, man. They've kind of found what's worked, and they've done a great job.
Quarterback sneak for McDonald. Pyle pushing, and no signal yet from either side. Touchdown. The Buckaroos have taken the lead with 8:01 to go. Monticello 20, Gunnison Valley 19, 8 minutes remaining. And I imagine if you're the Buckaroos, you're going to go for 2 here.
Yeah, I think so.
Make this a 3-point game. As McDonald goes to get the play call here. It was 19-0 in favor of Gunnison. And Monticello has clawed and scraped and fought their way back.
Yep, they've scored on 3 of their 4 possessions.
And they did this last week against Ridge.
You knew they weren't going to go away.
The snap, the throw from Young, and it's 2-point conversion good. Making the reception for the Buckaroos, that is number 4, Landon Ewart. Just spreading you out, going with that interesting formation.
Yeah.
And the 2-point conversion's good. So with 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, Monticello 22, Gunnison 19 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Hey guys, you forgot your helmet!
Hi, I'm Ben Pipes. I've been working in the emergency department with the trauma team for the past 9 years. In this geographical part of the western United States, we have the 4th highest traumatic brain injury hospitalization rate in the country for children. When riding off-road vehicles, please ensure that everybody is wearing a helmet and other safety gear. Ride an ATV that is appropriate for your age and skill set. Take a hands-on ATV safety course. Children between the ages of 8 and 16 or without a driver's license should be certified.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in as we see that touchdown push on the replay from J.D. McDonald that gave Monticello the lead, and then kind of a fun 2-point play as Landon Ewart able to haul it in for the Coach B's Pizza end zone, a 3-point lead here.
Well, this is a classic example of how an 8-man, if you've got some good schemes and it's all man-to-man, and you can get out on the edges and work the seams. Monticello's done a great job.
Kick coming from Morrison. It's high, returnable for Pearson at the 19-yard line. Or Bryson Sorensen, rather. Bryson turns the corner and has got some speed. Bryson heading down the sideline, tackled at the 50-yard line. Bulldogs in business with good field position at midfield.
Well, here again, the Bulldog offense is they're capable of taking this down and punching it in. If I'm Pat King, though, I'm going to be very careful about how much misdirection now I run. I'm right at the 50-yard line. I'm going to come after Monticello. I'm coming downhill.
The Bulldogs will break the huddle now. 7:54 remaining in this game. Still plenty of time for a lot of things to happen, especially in this 8-man format. Gunnison Telephone sponsors our scoreboard. As the man under center is Tucker. Judy goes in motion. It's a pitch and a pass back to Tucker. Tucker loads up, has got a man all alone. It's Christensen who makes the catch at the 15, 10-5, and the Bulldogs back in front off the trick play.
Well, that was a play that Gunnison has ran when they really needed a big play against North Sevier. The double pass, and that time they caught Monticello, number 24 from Monticello. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but he got caught looking in at the cheese. Zach Fain. And Gunnison executes really, really well there.
Bulldogs will kick the PAT now as that makes it 25-22. Valencia to attempt this one. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick on its way and good. So with 7:44 to go, the Bulldogs, one play and 50 yards. 26-22 our score on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Zions Bank proudly supports our local communities and schools. We've been providing families and businesses with banking tools and stellar service for nearly 150 years. For helping you achieve your financial goals, Zions Bank is for you.
Clean Cut Roofing and Siding.
Have you seen my turtle?
How would I know where your turtle is?
You always say you have something for everyone.
Since 2003, you get peace of mind every time with Clean Cut Roofing and Siding. Call 435-462-2160.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
You know, it's interesting, Rhett. Out of all the championship games this weekend, you follow Perry's Power Guide on Deseret News at all? This was the largest spread between two teams, and it has been the most competitive game. Wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, and Perry's Power Guide's built more for 11-man.
Right.
I mean, I don't know who Perry is from Adam, but I always thought that was overinflated, especially in an 8-man format. So, but wow, what a ball game it's been, and
it's been fun.
And Gunnison gets the good kickoff return, and let's give Pat King credit. realized he kind of gained a little momentum there and went for the jugular on that first one. But if you're Monticello, you're like, hey, they haven't stopped us yet. We've got plenty of time.
And the Bulldogs go with the squib as Ewert recovers it at 39.
And here again, I don't necessarily mind that because it eliminates Monticello with a chance for a good return.
Yeah.
And in 8-man football, your opponent starting at the 39, that's okay in 8-man. A lot of the paradigms that people are used to when you watch 11-man don't always fit here in the 8-man format.
Split back snap for McDonald here, trailing by 4, 7:42 to go. The junior, clap of the hands. The give to Thurman as he falls forward. Going to be minimal gain. They give him a yard on first down. 2nd and 9 coming up. One thing, Rhett, both these teams have played turnover-free football.
They have. It's been very clean.
Very impressive to do at any level, at any stage. And here in the state championship, very clean. 2nd down and 9. McDonald takes the snap. Get quick hitter to the outside. Ewert makes a nice snag on the sideline. Going to get a couple more to make it 3rd and manageable out to the 45-yard line. So this will bring up 3rd down and 4 to go. And at this point in the game and where you're at on the field, Monticello's shown they've been willing to go for it on 4th down in Gunnison territory. Do you think there's a chance they might go for it?
I think so. I don't think they want to punt here.
McDonald on 3rd and short. Nearly draws the Bulldogs offside with a hard count. Looks to the sideline. 7:13 to go. Play clock's at 13. McDonald communicates with his offensive lineman. Backs up. Javelin Robinson communicates with him. Play clock at 7. The snap. The give to Thurman. Not going to go anywhere. Bryson Sorensen combining inside on that play for Gunnison. That is Mr. number 50, Sloan Childs, with the stop.
So another huge 4th down.
And I would imagine this is absolutely go for it territory. We'll see what ends up being the call here.
4th down and 3.5.
As McDonald comes back out. 6:40 to go in the state championship. First ever 8-man championship.
I hope people are now learning to appreciate how fun and appropriate 8-man football is.
First time I'd seen it was last weekend. I couldn't stop talking about it last weekend to my wife when I got home. McDonald surveys, running out of time, rolls out to his right. McDonald's going to try to get there, and I think he just gets past the sticks before being forced out of bounds. They throw a late flag here. I think McDonald was heading out of bounds. We'll see what the ultimate call and discussion is from the officials. As J.D. McDonald making a play with his legs as he's done multiple times tonight. So that's a first down and then some, as J.D. McDonald had already picked it up. As we see here on our Centricom replay, I think he's still in bounds when he gets hit there, Rhett. So that'll move it up inside the 35 to the 33, 1st and 10.
Yeah, so that nice chunk off of the scramble there on 4th down. Monticello in business. The deeper we get into this game, the drama starts to fill.
6:19 to go. Bulldogs 26, Buckaroos 22. First down and 10. They run a stacked set at the top. Pocket collapses, and that ball came out. Are they going to rule out a fumble? They say it's an incomplete pass. And Gunnison does not agree with that. And it is the call on the field here as we see our replay. The great pressure, by the way, from Gunnison.
Yeah.
Got in there in a hurry. As he does push it forward as close as you could get.
Well, they're talking about it now.
A long, lengthy discussion between this officiating crew. And we'll, as we await their call to play on here with 6:14 to go. See if we get an official call. So it is an incomplete pass. Official rule on the field. See it one more time on our replay here. That pressure came in so quickly. The wrist just goes forward enough. Robinson now on the handoff. And now the ball is loose and the Bulldogs recover. Gunnison Valley with the first turnover of the game. We're at +1. And that's a big +1 when both teams have played so clean and this late in the game.
Well, and we had just talked about and given both teams a ton of credit with how clean the game had been. But there's the strip there by Caleb Belknap. And looks like Brogan Christensen, that senior, who's had such a great year, swallows it up. Now Gunnison has a great opportunity to run some clock here.
4-point lead for the Bulldogs, 6-8 away from a state championship. In the gun, the snap, going to go to Tyrick. Tyrick's got a hole, plunges forward, and a good gain of 5 on first down.
Yeah, and in this situation, I would not run any misdirection. I'd let my lineman just come off the ball, and I would have a lead blocker for Tyrick Hopkins, and I'd have the big guy take me home.
5:47 to go. Hopkins over 1,200 yards on the season. This is what bell cow backs, Rhett, are built for, these kinds of moments this late in the season. It's a cold night. Everyone's dinged up at this point in the season. As now Tucker is in the backfield with Hopkins. Shift to the other side. The snap, Tucker going to run forward, and not a lot of room to operate as the Buckaroos might have got him for a short loss, and they do.
Yeah, that play took too long. And they didn't have spacing, and that time I think Gunnison maybe they went to a shift there, and I think they're just better off running their base plays here. But a huge third down here.
Donovan Atwood making the play. Officially under 5 to go. Play clock's at 22 as Bryson Sorensen brings the play back into his huddle.
Then times they've run that run-pass option, but it looks like they're in more of a run set here.
Hopkins in the gun with Tucker, and now Monticello jumps offside. And this, I don't know if it's going to be quite enough for a first down, but
nope, it
still,
won't. But that 5 yards is huge.
He'll take 3rd and inches over 3rd and 6.
Well, because now if I'm Pat King, I'm going to have enough confidence in my offense that this is 2 downs. I'm not punting the ball even if I don't get it on 3rd. And we have to remember that Monticello's already burned 1 timeout.
Yes. 4:37 to go here in quarter number 4. Play clock's at 20. Game clock's at 4:30. Tucker standing here. Want to take as much time as possible if you're the Bulldogs. Standing is Tucker. Now gets in his stance with 7. The snap goes to Hopkins. Hopkins runs right, plunges forward, first down, Gunnison. State Bank of Southern Utah sponsors our first downs tonight as the Bulldogs move the chains.
Wow, and that penalty looms huge.
That's what you have a guy like Tyrick Hopkins for.
Yeah.
Those tough yards.
So I thought Monticello played that isolation play pretty darn good, but just too much workhorse there.
Ball at the 37. It'll be first down and 10. The Bulldogs break the huddle here. Play clock's at 22. Game clock's at 4:11. And now they wind the clock. It took them a minute to wind it. And get this down to just under 4. Judy standing with Hopkins. The snap goes to Pearson Judy. It's going to be a run to the left. Good block. Judy cuts back upfield, still going. Down to the 45 and 46-yard line. A gain of 8 on first down, if not 9. And the Bulldogs in a pretty good position here, right, with 2nd and short.
Right, and Pearson gives you that little bit of change of pace. He's a little quicker back, but plus it gives you Hopkins at the point of attack with the lead block. So big pickup there on first down.
2nd down and short. 3:28 to go.
Yeah, you get a first down here, and you really start to put the pressure on Monticello. They have to start using their timeouts.
Bulldogs on the verge of a state championship, leading by 4. 3:12 to go. Judy, snap is now up the middle, and a great first down run. Tyrick Hopkins makes the play, and the Bulldogs move the chains on first down. They're on 2nd and short. So that'll be a 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. as Gunnison Valley can use as much time as they want now. And Monticello still with just 2 timeouts. They've already burned 1 here in the second half. That looms large with 2:38 to go. The snap, and now the wedge from Tyson Tucker. They blow this dead. This is a big penalty here against Gunnison Valley with 2:27 remaining in the game. So the false start will back up the Bulldogs. So that'll now make it first down and 15 from the 49, now back into their own territory are the Bulldogs, and that is a gift that we'll see if Monticello can somehow take advantage of it. With 2:17 to play. Bulldogs taking as much time as possible here as Tyson Tucker slowly approaches with 3, with 2, and now Coach King's going to take a timeout at 2:02 to go. We'll take it and be back as well on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
In the days of the mountain men, Cache Valley, Utah became a central gathering place for trappers and explorers. They named it Cache because it was there they would store their goods and come together to trade and connect. The spirit of community continues today at Cache Valley Bank with locations and services throughout Utah, including 3 branches right here in St. Pete County. They're Central Utah's financial outfitter. No matter your mountain, they want to see you reach the top. Cache Valley and Central Utah are rooted in grand expeditions. Let's keep that heritage alive together. Discover Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. 2:02 to go. Gunnison on the verge of a state championship here. They do face a 1st and 15. Gunnison with 2 timeouts. Monticello is also with 2 timeouts. See what the play call is here from Tyson Tucker. Tucker under center. Sends a man in motion. It's Judy. The pitch here's to Pearson. Pearson plunges forward. He's going to only get a couple, maybe 3 on first down. And now a timeout going to be called by Monticello with 1:53 to go. Buckaroos will now just have 1 timeout remaining. So the Buckaroos using that second timeout. The 1:53 to go. They can only stop the clock 1 more time, as it'll now be 2nd down and long. Bulldogs starting to smell it a little bit. Monticello holding out for hope that a miracle can happen here in Cedar City. A cold, cold night in southern Utah. 2nd down and 12. 1:53 to go. And Tyson Tucker is going to come out wide. Give a little bit more space here. Bring a defender with him. 1:53 left. You just joined us. Monticello had a small lead in the 4th. It was evaporated quickly. The run to Bryson Sorensen. Bryson has some blockers. Bryson heads upfield. He's going to get close to the first down and does. Stays in bounds, doing all he can to stay in bounds. And that's going to do it, folks. The Gunnison Valley Bulldogs are going to win the 8-man championship as we listen to the crowd. A terrific celebration has begun down here at Southern Utah University as the Bulldogs can kneel this out. An excellent, excellent fight from the Monticello Buckaroos, who trailed in this game 19-0. Scored 22 unanswered to take the lead back. And Gunnison's game-winning touchdown is going to come off of an insane double pass trick play. What more could you ask for in a state championship game? So 1st down, the snap to Hopkins. Tyrick plunges forward for a gain of 5. Gunnison's only going to have to snap this 1 more time. As Tyrick Hopkins over 1,200 yards rushing on the season, as he has been so integral to everything that Gunnison Valley's done all year, and it's only fitting that he gets another snap, and we will see what ends up coming on this place. 2nd and 6. Play clock's down to 9 and 8 with 7. With 2, with 1, the direct snap to Hopkins, and Tyreek's just going to go down. And that will officially end the game. The Gunnison Valley Bulldogs are your 8-man state champions. History has been written here in southern Utah. The 2022 8-man state champions, the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs, in what will be the first of many 8-man championship games being played here in the state of Utah. As a big cheer again from this crowd in what's been a fun night here at SUU. And I guess Monticello did decide to take one last time out here, with it being 3rd down, but it's not going to matter. They are now out of timeouts. As the celebration has begun on the sidelines, students coming down onto the track here at SUU at Eccles Coliseum. And that will do it, the final kneel down. The Bulldogs are the state champions of 2022 in 8-man football. Your final score, Gunnison Valley 26, Monticello 22. We're going to go ahead and jump right on into our postgame show, folks. It's brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, serving communities like yours all over the western United States. That is Sunrise-ENG. You can visit them at sunrise-eng.com. Shortly, we'll have a Donaldson Insurance and Copy Station stat check from Brad James coming up here. You can call Donaldson Insurance for an insurance check. 528-7232 has got some fireworks being set off down here in southern Utah. Confetti is being rained. Hate to be whoever has to clean that up tonight. On a track, nonetheless, and in the turf. But the Bulldogs are your state champions for the first time in school history as well. That's something else to take note of for Gunnison Valley. And it's, again, can't stress enough what a fun night it's been down here at SUU. As the teams will, of course, shake hands, as is customary at the end of every contest here at high school, in high school sports. Always good to show that sportsmanship. Gunnison Telephone has sponsored our scoreboard tonight, providing fast, reliable, light-burst broadband internet service for your home and business for over 100 years. That's Jutelco Gunnison Telephone Company. As the Bulldogs are going to be awarded the state championship trophy. If you're wondering why Rhett Jackson's not with me, folks, he was asked to present the trophy should Gunnison win tonight. And he will be the one to do so, the former head coach of the Bulldogs, as Coach King will be accepting the trophy along with his crew. And they've done a great job this season. Gunnison Valley, first year of 8-man football in the state of Utah, and it's been a fun ride for all these schools that have been able to participate who maybe otherwise would not have been given the opportunity. And so a really cool moment between J.D. McDonald and Skip Jackson, his cousin, being talking to each other there at midfield, as Brendan Jackson is awarding the second place trophy to the Monticello Buckaroos. Still an impressive season for Monticello. Overcame an early season loss to Rich, got revenge on the Rich Rebels in the semifinals, and the Buckaroos were able to finish the first 8-man season as the runner-up. And Gunnison Valley will come out here to accept the 8-man trophy. Some of the senior captains out there with Coach King. And a good, phenomenal season by the Buckaroos. You hate to be on the wrong end of that defeat, but at the end of the day, you can hang your heads high. You were down 19. You make an impressive comeback. And the Bulldogs are state champions as Rhett Jackson presents the senior group. And Coach Pat King with that trophy. And now the rest of the boys will head on out there to celebrate. Pearson Judy, Tyson Tucker, Andres Valencia. And the last thing you want to do is break the trophy, right? That's not something you want to see. Final stat check tonight brought to you by our friends at Donaldson Insurance and Copy Station, 528-7325. Total yards, 324 to 319. 5-yard difference in the game, which shows on the scoreboard. It was a 4-point difference. You had five-yard difference out there tonight. And net yards rushing, $195 for Monticello, 257 for Gunnison. 124 passing for Monticello with 67 for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. A good chunk of that coming on that trick play. Second half scoring, Monticello in the third quarter, a Robert Morrison 8-yard run, and then a Jay McDonald 1-yard run to make it 22-19. Brogan Christensen, a 50-yard touchdown pass from Tyson Tucker on that trick play, and in what was a phenomenal trick play there. Tucker finishes with 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hopkins, a $161 and a touchdown, and then Brogan Christensen with the 50-yard reception in for 6. Jay McDonald, 84 net yards rushing and a touchdown, a $124 for McDonald through the air and a touchdown, and 76 for Easton Young and 1 score. Barrett, we need to take one break at least. We good to go? We'll continue to go here in our post-game show. Brought to you, of course, by Sunrise Engineering, serving communities like yours all over the western United States. We've got our Gunnison Market Player of the Game. For competitive prices, expert advice, and friendly hometown service from John Sorensen at Gunnison Market Pharmacy, 528-7555. That's 528-7555. For our Player of the Game tonight, it's got to be Tyrick Hopkins. He was the man all season long and just played so well as he continued to be that bulldog, per se, that bell cow back that kept the chains moving and kept on finding the Coach B's Pizza end zone throughout the night. Tonight, as we see the players, they're going to give Coach King a Gatorade bath here. And I don't think he has any idea about it. Oh, no. He's running. He knows, and he evades it. As Coach King nearly caught that the bath there. Tyrick Hopkins, can't say enough about the kid, over 1,200 yards on the season. This will put him at 1,300 on the year, his total tonight, which for any back at any level is phenomenal. So as We Are the Champions plays, they're bringing the second cooler now for Coach King. And once again, I don't know that he's going to get away from this one, and he will not. They get him on that one, as the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs are your state champions. Gunnison Subway sponsors our sub of the game. You can eat fresh at Gunnison Subway. Say hello to Mariah and check out the new menu items and Subway party platters. We did something similar in the Juab game last night where we gave it to a guy who's been a starter all year but subbed back in the game hurt, and we're going to give that to Skip Jackson, number 44. Was unable to finish the game tonight, but Skip has been the heart and soul of this team, a team captain, and now joins his cousin Austin, who was a state champion at Manti. A really impressive family legacy with the Jacksons in Sanpete County. So it's a critical opportunity for Gunnison. They seized the moment and seized the day here in the state championship tonight. So your Gunnison Market Player of the Game going to go to Tyrick Hopkins, and the Gunnison Subway sub of the game going to our guy Skip Jackson, who able to get that championship now in his family at the dinner table on Sunday. Austin's not going to be the only one wearing some jewelry and wearing that ring to show off. Just a phenomenal football game, folks. Again, a great comeback from Monticello. You're down 19-0 early in the game. Defense stiffens up. Offense really gets clicking with Jay McDonald. Can't say enough about him. I think we've got an early front runner for the MVP of 8-man in 2023, as J.D. McDonald will have an opportunity to come back his senior season and really continue to contribute in a positive way for the Monticello Buckaroos. Can't say enough about them, and can't say enough about this Gunnison Valley team for sticking with it. Would have been easy to fold, giving up 22 unanswered. But one trick play later, and your defense stiffening up, forcing a fumble. And it absolutely comes at the perfect time. Nothing like basking in the glory to a little Queen, right? Listening to We Are the Champions and knowing that it's you. And a more modern version of We Are the Champions as DJ Khaled's All I Do Is Win comes on. And this a great scene down here at Southern Utah University. And this is our only game that we've done where it's been the only game of the day high school-wise. So no worries about having to clear the field or, get ready for that next game coming up. The Bulldogs can take their time and celebrate on the field tonight, as they absolutely deserve to. It's been a privilege to call high school football. This is our final football broadcast here tonight from Southern Utah University. It's been a fun couple weeks covering these playoffs. We got some folks to thank. Rhett Jackson on the color commentary tonight. Our phenomenal Centricom TeamHive.live crew. Thompson Coles, the camera experts, helping us out here tonight, making sure we get you those great shots throughout the evening. Cole Wissinger and Jacob Habel also providing some terrific camera work tonight for us, and they've sacrificed their weekends to be down here all weekend long, and at least got a movie in this afternoon with some Wakanda Forever. So, and then of course Barrett Hilton, our producer. TeamHive.live is possible because of the man Barrett Hilton. So if you see him out in the community, if you know who he is, or if you know his email and how to contact him, send him a nice email. Barrett deserves a nice email every once in a while because he does such phenomenal work getting to expose our kids here in Central Utah and now throughout the entire state with TeamHive.live. If you're tuned in and your school would like to get involved, TeamHive.live is absolutely the way to go. I want to thank our staff back at Mid-Utah Radio headquarters as well for making this broadcast happen on the radio side of things. It's fun to get to do these simulcasts. That wraps it up. Your final score, Gunnison Valley 26, Monticello 22. My name is Tanner Wilkinson, and you've been listening and watching high school football on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom. So long and good night from Cedar City, Utah.
You've been listening to exciting high school football action on South Central Utah's sports leaders, Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school football action on Centricom Channel 10 and Mid-Utah Radio.